Appalachian State to be the backup, and just their starter got hurt in 23. So I mean, he would have been just like a throwaway guy to any team. You could have brought him in with Nico, and like that wouldn't have affected whether you got him or not. Because I mean, Appalachian State was his best offer.
The question is, how many guys like him exist? How many of those guys are out there, y'all? Think about it. How many of those guys are out there that can really play that nobody ever sees play? Hey, see, where did Ole Miss's quarterback come from? The kid that's a 1.5-point favorite against LSU this weekend?
Trinidad Chambliss came from Ferris State. Home of Butch Jones. Well, that's where Butch Jones marched to the band.
Is that a Division III school, if I'm not mistaken? A non-scholarship Division III school?
I think they're on Carson Newman's level, aren't they?
Are they D2 now?
I'm looking up what they are. These teams move around so much at that level.
I know. They D2?
I think they're D2 because I want to say they won the national title last year.
Yeah, they're D2.
Yeah,
they're D2.
Yeah, they've been very good.
They've won 3 of the last 4 national titles at the D2 level.
And there's another school up in that area like Grand Valley State. They win in, I think they're D3, and they win all the time too. So, but the point is,
and they're one in like Illinois, where what's his name came from? The guy at Kansas.
I don't know, but here's the point: how many of those guys exist? All you star chasers from coast to coast, and I love stars too. I'm the guy that had the Rick Barnes count when he first got here, a countdown clock for the top 100 player. How long is it going to take you to sign one? So I love stars. We all love stars. But how many Aguilars are there out there that never get a chance? And how many of those guys watch him and go, man, I'd have loved to have gotten that opportunity? See, because here's the thing about a guy like him. He doesn't just walk out there for him. He walks out there for a whole group of underrepresented athletes. And I really believe that. I know that sounds like a silly thing to say. I really think there's a bunch of guys out there that never get a chance that can play. And then they keep trying to jam. Like we were talking about James Franklin off the air. And my Penn State friends say, why in the world do we continue to try and jam these square pegs into round holes? I mean, why? And that's a conversation that we will continue. Because this Joey Aguilar guy carries the banner for a lot of people. And those 5-star guys, hey, I love them. I love my 5-star guys. Those 5-star guys mostly blow. Most of them blow. William Pattison gets it done. The Playbook's up next. We love you. Peace. See you at Calhoun's tomorrow.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville. Fan Run Radio.
And here we go live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play with Allie Campbell, Brett Hullander, and Alex Sarkis. I'm William Pattison. We appreciate you listening along with us on this fine Thursday from Knoxville, Tennessee. Plenty to cover over the next 2 hours, including getting ready for Tennessee and Mississippi State on Saturday. We'll talk about containing the cowbells, as it's sure to be a rocking environment on Saturday inside Davis-Wade Stadium. We'll also mention the injury report and the threads that Tennessee is wearing, as it was announced earlier today. All orange for the Volunteers, but no not the helmets. We talked about that in our final thoughts yesterday. Will we see an all-orange affair, including the lids? But it's just the jerseys. We'll talk about that a little bit later on. But we'll also talk about that SEC 9-game schedule that was released 2 nights ago. Yesterday did our deep dive into the Tennessee side of it, but there are a lot of great matchups, those annual matchups that we love seeing year in and year out in the SEC, but some of them got axed. We'll talk about those ones that were de-emphasized in the annual opponents and which ones we kind of have a little bit of a gripe with. Also have our best bets look ahead, just 1 day away from Friday, which means today is one of our last opportunities to start looking at the line movement and where we might side on Saturday, and that will be presented by VIP Play as always. Hour number 2, it's Thursday, so we do our buy or sell heading into week 5 of college football. Plenty of great topics. I'm sure we'll have some differing opinions on those. And then also, the football slate gets started tonight with Thursday Night Football, the Seahawks and Cardinals, a battle of 2-1 teams in the division. That should be fun. We'll tell you what to watch for in tonight's action, as well as our final thoughts to wrap things up. So plenty to cover on a Thursday edition of the Playbook. So happy you're here. Let's welcome in the rest of the crew, beginning with Allie. Allie, how are you on this Thursday?
I'm pretty good. Happy to be here. Not usually here on a Thursday, but
I know.
Had an opening in my schedule, so happy to be here.
Yes, happy to have you here as well. Usually Tuesday, Friday for Allie, but things worked out today. Have her on a Thursday. Gotta love it.
We're so lucky.
Yes, we are. Brett, how are you?
I'm doing well, William. Thank you for asking. Nothing to report from me, though. I'm here every day, so nothing new here for me. But, yeah, closer to the weekend, so looking forward to that.
There we go. Talk about the weekend. We got a fun one this upcoming week, Saturday and Sunday, full of
Is
great
there college
games.
tonight?
There's some college tonight. Army and East Carolina.
I shouldn't have asked. That's terrible.
Oh.
That's not college.
Well, it's college
I
football.
guess you'd probably watching it.
I'll be watching it.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm more of a college guy, so I'll be. I won't be glued to the TV,
Right.
but I'll still be watching.
Okay.
It. Alex, what about you? How are you today?
I'm good. Getting ready to head to Starkville this weekend and just ramping up, getting our game previews out at the Beacon, doing our thing. So yeah, getting ready to go.
Now, have you thought about packing maybe an orange cowbell? I've seen some of that discourse today on Twitter. There's some Tennessee fans saying, now, if we bring an orange cowbell, can we ring it when Mississippi State's on offense? I don't know. Have you thought about that?
Considering I'll be in the press box.
Annoy their riders.
That might be a
Can't
little.
type.
But
Yeah.
I would not be surprised to see that from Tennessee fans, I will say.
Hey, that's a way to get things off to a good start there in the press box. Hey, I brought my cowbell. It's orange.
Somebody trying to record something.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah. Hey, stadium pulse in the on the field and
Seems
also in the
fair.
press box.
That's right.
Seems
So
fair.
That's right.
way to set the tone. All right, well, we'll set the tone with our first things first topic, and that is containing those cowbells. And what makes college football so great is the unique traditions that schools across the country adopt. In the case of Mississippi State, its fans have used cowbells since at least the 1950s, with the tradition stemming back even earlier. With artificial noisemakers banned in SEC competition, though, there are some rules in place. In 1974, there was a ban on artificial noisemakers in the conference at football and basketball games. However, in 2010, the SEC decided to let Bulldogs fans use cowbells, just not during play. Instead, it's reserved for situations such as during pregame, timeouts, halftime, and after the Bulldogs score. But in a game like this, I'm sure there will be some people using those cowbells in other instances as well. But in order to ensure the tradition stays unbanned, Mississippi State uses a slogan to remind fans when it's allowed to use it. Quote, when the center is over the football, rest your bell and just yell. I've been to a game at Mississippi State before. I think I was actually at the last time they sold the place out. I was there for Florida, Mississippi State in 2018. It's a sellout on Saturday. It was a sellout in that one as well. And this is the first one they've had since 2018. So I'm assuming that was the last one. And those cowbells sometimes encroach on,
why were you at that game?
Well, I just grown up, I loved going to games and had a friend of mine had tickets and had a free stay. So I was like, I'll go. Yeah. So,
Okay.
There's an app that tracks every game you've ever been to. You need to have that. I would be amazed.
Well, I used to track it with tickets. I have a ticket from every event I went to growing up. Like I've still got my final Kobe Bryant game in Memphis, like all these different, artifacts. I used to collect them all. Now I just have to do it with pictures, but I guess
it's all
that's
digital.
Have you heard of the Memento app?
The Memento
that's
app.
what it's called.
Yeah, I use that.
I've not.
Yeah, you would love it because you
Okay.
take a picture and then it kind of gives you like a virtual ticket thing. It's cool.
Interesting.
It tells you all the info about the game. You can go in and see like attendance, stats.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Okay.
and then it also tracks your record. So like it'll track.
Yes.
You can do it by sport.
Oh, yeah.
I love it. I'm a nerd for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
too.
Okay. Well, good stuff. All right.
Yeah.
Well, I'll keep that in my back pocket. I appreciate the suggestion there. But going back to Tennessee and Mississippi State here, talking about those cowbells when they're being rung is going to be significant because Tennessee is going to be operating for the first time in a true road environment on Saturday with Joey Aguilar at the helm. And will Tennessee's offense actually be impacted by the cowbells? This is the first question we have posed today because, yes, those cowbells are going to be used, but they're not supposed to be used when the center is under the football. So with this high tempo offense that Tennessee runs, you're going to see guys quickly getting to the line of scrimmage, and the cowbells are not supposed to ring during those moments. We'll see if that continues, but I think it benefits Tennessee in this situation as opposed to like an Arizona State that played there a couple of weeks back. Now, Arizona State uses some tempo as well, but a lot of times in that matchup, they were, lining up, huddling up, waiting for the snap to go off. In Tennessee, when they're in rhythm and playing their best football, they're rolling down the field. They're trying to move as fast as they can to prevent the opposing defense from subbing in and out. So I think Tennessee won't be as affected as people think with the cowbells because of the tempo that Tennessee runs. But as we've seen on the road in the last couple of years, Tennessee can sometimes be put in tough situations and have to go slower because they're not executing at a high level. They're having boneheaded pre-snap penalties. All the wrong things that could occur is what could make these cowbells become an impact. But I think if Tennessee is able to stay on script, on pace, on tempo, I don't think the cowbells are going to be that big of an issue in this one. Would you agree with that, Allie?
Yes, the tempo is a great piece to that. I would also say with Neyland and how loud it is, of course, most of that noise comes when the opponent's offense is on the field, but also some of that happens when our offense is on the field and they have to put up signs saying quiet offense at work. But they've had to deal with some noise themselves. Of course, it's different when you're in a full road environment and the other team's trying to actively distract you. But I think that this is a group that's prepared. And like we said before, Joey is experienced and hasn't been in SEC road environments, but he's been in a lot of road environments in his career.
Yeah, as I mentioned yesterday, Joey Aguilar obviously has a ton of experience in college football, but when Appalachian State travels to North Carolina or Clemson in games that Joey has played, it's kind of like when UAB comes to town for Tennessee. All the students have left by halftime. They're going to party. They're going to do their thing, and it's not a true loud environment for 4 quarters. This is really going to be Joey's first time experiencing that for all 4 quarters. I will say, I guess that Appalachian State North Carolina game a couple of years ago was close when Joey was playing, but I mean, North Carolina, not the same type of environment as an SEC school. So I think that's important to note. But Brett, do you think the cowbells are going to actually play that big of a factor on Saturday, knowing the tempo that Tennessee likes to play with offensively?
It might at first, but you're hoping this game goes well enough for you, or you can just neutralize all that noise and you put together some solid plays. And I think, the way we start a game with more of our scripted offense to come out, hey, this is how we want to start the game. This is what we're going to do, play 1, play 2, vice, or anything like that. Obviously, how you come out on those downs will dictate a lot of those play calls. But I think if, the beginning of the game is when it's going to be its loudest. So hopefully as the game progresses, or if you get the run game going, wrists get tired, arms get tired of shaking those things, and you give them a reason not to. So hopefully if you come out like you've started these other games, you can neutralize the noise. But, if you don't start well, they're only going to get louder. It's going to become more difficult and more annoying. So, but yeah, I mean, it's going to be a factor, no doubt about it. I think at least early on.
Alex, the cowbell effect in your eyes?
I don't think it's going to have that much of an effect. And I think, like Brett said, if it does, it's going to be early. But Tennessee's done a great job with their scripted drive so far this year. You saw what happened against Florida. What is it, a 2-minute drive, and Joey Aguilar marches into the end zone? It's just one of those, you get the run game going. Splash plays is another great way to quiet a road crowd. So, no, I don't think it's going to be a big effect. And with the tempo, I don't know if they're going to have enough time to get those wrists ready to go.
Yeah.
And, if Tennessee does its job, I do not think it will be a factor. I will say I enjoyed last year when Mississippi State came here. There was a gentleman, a Mississippi State fan, made his way into the Tennessee student section and had an app, a cowbell app on his phone that he was shaking, because obviously you're not allowed to bring actual cowbells into Neyland Stadium.
Interesting.
But it was one of the good moments while that game was still interesting that I enjoyed.
That's funny.
He must have given the speaker on the phone a good exercise.
Yeah, he was holding it to his ear to see if he could hear it for himself.
Okay,
but
yeah. Yeah, I'm sure the
was
iPhone
entertaining.
speaker was a big impact.
Yeah.
Did they pipe in cowbell?
No, well,
I was thinking about that. Have they piped it in at practice this week?
Yeah.
I'm sure.
Yeah, has anybody walked past practice field to
Oh.
see if somebody's Arizona State? I think they showed that they were doing that.
Well, Arizona.
But I don't know if 1 or 2 people doing it's the same as 60,000.
Arizona State went
40.
viral for it because they had like 2 little, trainers just walking around like, very nonchalantly doing the
Oh, that's
cowbells.
funny.
And
One was over the center, like right over his head, just shaking it right in front of his face.
yeah, and someone tweeted out is like, well, as long as there are more than 2 people in the stands, and Arizona State might be in trouble. But I'm sure they've practiced with crowd noise this week, as obviously that's always a way to simulate what it's going to be like. Obviously, you can't fully simulate an SEC environment in practice with speakers, but you can at least try. And I feel like with Davis Wade Stadium only being a capacity of 60,311, the second smallest stadium in the SEC, just ahead of Vanderbilt Stadium, I don't think it's going to be that loud in terms of what they've heard in Neyland Stadium, which is almost, double what Davis Wade can pack in. But they have sold out the game for Saturday, first time since 2018, as I mentioned. And Tennessee holds a 30-16-1 record against Mississippi State all-time in football on the road. The Vols are just 13-9, however, and the most recent trip to Starkville was a 41-31 loss back in 2012. But the key to keeping the crowd out of the game for me, you guys touched on it, getting off to a hot start, playing, disciplined football. But I think it's the run game. I think it's establishing that early, as you've got 4 guys on the team, but 3 guys are going to be available Saturday that are rushing for over 5 yards a carry. Payne Lewis right at 5. You've got Deshaun Bishop at 6.9, and then Star Thomas at 6.5. Obviously, you've played some inferior opponents, and those numbers are a little bit juiced, but I think running the football is going to be huge because that helps you settle in. And those long drives, those 12, 13 play drives, if you're able to have success running the ball, is what takes the crowd out early. You got to think of, the fan stamina, I should say, where, they're trying to yell every single play. And if you continue to get kind of these chunk plays here and there, they're going to slowly get a little bit winded, maybe start sitting down. That's how you take a crowd out, by running the football efficiently and effectively and continuing to stay on script. We know Josh Heupel is going to have those first 10 plays already drawn up, but it's executing that and then getting into your run game I think is really, really important. And obviously Mississippi State has had a good rush defense for the season, but keep in mind Alcorn State, Southern Miss, and Northern Illinois, 3 of those teams against Arizona State allowed 261 rushing yards. So a little bit of an inflated stat that they're 9th best in the SEC in rush defense. But Allie, to you, what is the key to keeping the crowd out of this game?
I hate to say it because we've been discussing it, but taking them out early, getting a really strong defensive showing from Tennessee, because both of these teams have scored on their opening drives of the last 4 games. Granted, you have to look at those opponents, but I think if, Tennessee's able to stop them, then they might get their feathers ruffled, if you will, and, have to adjust to a different start than they're used to.
Yeah. Alex.
I think it's a fast start, and I just touched on it, how Tennessee has been so good on those scripted drives this year. Remember, against Georgia, Tennessee goes down and scores in the first drive, but Georgia immediately comes back and scores a touchdown. Mm-hmm. So I think a lot of people at that game can kind of, turn that, and the atmosphere is obviously uncomparable to what it's going to be at Mississippi State. But, you know how it is when that road team goes on and they score immediately. You kind of feel helpless, uncontrollable. So I think that's the key for me. And you take them out early. It's hard to get back in, especially if you're playing the way you want to, if you're Tennessee.
Yeah, Brett.
I don't know if we can do it, but a nice 8-minute drive to start the game would be good. Just wear them down. Look what Georgia, I just go back to the Georgia game every time. They took that 8-minute drive, ran the ball, just kept first down after first down. The crowd was just gassed after that. Like they couldn't even cheer anymore, and everybody was talking about how they, the crowd got quiet and things like that. So, a slow, methodical drive ending with 7 points might just zap them out of the game. But, scoring and scoring some more. I mean, it's just the more you're doing well, the less the crowd is going to be involved, and the sooner they leave as well.
Yeah, if you have one of those slower drives, though, then you're, allowing for those cowbells to come into effect. I think the tempo is a big thing. So I think the big thing Saturday is finding the balance between the tempo and also being methodical in your approach offensively, continuing to wear that Mississippi State defense down. But an 8-minute drive would be, dialing up.
But also the tempo sometimes gets us in trouble.
Sure.
Because our linemen aren't exactly set, or you get a quick false start, or a blown assignment, and it leads to a sack or a turnover. So not necessarily tempo is always good, but sometimes we go fast, get to the line, and call a play. We don't necessarily snap the ball. So, you can look at it as a negative as well. But, I agree with you, though. Just don't give them time to get ready for the next play.
I don't think Tennessee will have an 8-minute drive all year.
No, I don't either.
I don't think it's going to be close.
I'm about to say, dialing up their inner Notre Dame last year in the championship game is, Notre Dame started off that one with like a 10-minute drive. But I don't know if we'll see that from Josh Heupel and company, even though it does, sometimes go against the Volunteers, having those quick 3-and-outs.
Yeah, it's like a turnover.
You got to kind of play to your strengths, though, and play to what you are, and that is tempo with Josh Heupel and company. Last night, the SEC released the initial injury report, and multiple Vols made appearances on the list, and this is one of those lists you don't want to see a bunch of Vols on, but ruled out Ricky Gibson III, Jeremiah McCoy, David Hobbs, Redarius Jackson, and Hunter Barnes. Hunter Barnes, the running back, went to high school with him. He's made the injury list the last couple of weeks.
Wow.
Congratulations.
But so Redarius Jackson we'll talk about here in a second, because I was surprised by that, but ruled questionable. Dewan Morris, who's the fourth-string running back right now for the Volunteers.
Kick returner.
And, yes, a kick returner as well on the special teams.
Them, but
yeah, well, I mean, a guy that, again,
he has a role.
Is young in his career, but does have a role on this team.
Yeah.
David Sanders Jr. making another appearance on the injury report. We'll talk about that here in a second. But ruled probable is Jackson Moy, the interior defensive lineman, the veteran of this defense, and that D-line was solid last year, was banged up in that matchup against Syracuse early in the season. Now he's listed as probable, but according to his social media a couple of days ago, he will play on Saturday, so we expect that. But what do we make of the injury report? And I want to focus here on Radar Jackson as a guy that was banged up against Georgia, was not available last week against UAB. But, this is one of those games where I thought, you sit Radar out last week because it's a UAB opponent, and then you get him ready for this road matchup. You talk about the wide receivers, as good as they have been, Chris Brazzell, Mike Matthews, Braylon Staley, you need some depth, and you don't have a lot of that on this team in terms of established pieces. Joakim Dotson had a couple of nice catches on Saturday against UAB. I like Travis Smith Jr. a lot and his potential, but they're not very established. And Radar, I think, has been the most established young receiver so far through the season, as he got, multiple snaps against Georgia, had a couple of catches as well. So I think it's a little significant that he's not available. Obviously, we won't know anything about this because Josh Heupel won't tell us. Pete Nakos is now breaking the news of who's available and when guys are coming back. I don't know how that slips through the cracks, and not even our own media members know that, but it is what it is. But I thought Redarius Jackson was pretty significant. That was what I made of last night's injury report. Obviously, we'll get an update over the next couple of days leading into the matchup. But Radar was on my radar on this injury report.
Nicely done there. I'm looking at Jackson Moy because he's been out for long enough that what's the difference between this week and putting him in for a few snaps last week? I think that it would have been good to give him a little bit of experience in a home environment against a weaker opponent instead of throwing him into a road game. So I'm curious about that decision, but of course they have their reasons. So I'll be watching him, of course.
Brett.
It's got to be David Sanders. I mean, we've been anticipating his debut. I'd be shocked if he gets out there, but maybe they give him a run. I don't know. You have to throw him out there sometime to see how he's feeling. I don't know if pregame warm-ups does enough for you. So, and I'm just excited. I'm just ready to see him. I mean, he's our prized freshman, and I'm just ready to see him out there. And I think if he gets out there, then you can really put your best 5 out there, and that's what excites me, not only possibly for Saturday, but for moving forward in the season.
Alex, your take on the injury report?
Yeah, I don't think there's any real surprises. I mean, it's pretty much what I expected to see. I think it's obviously a huge benefit getting Jackson Moy back. I mean, like you said, a veteran guy compared to a David Sanders who, would be making his first collegiate start on the road. So a bit of a different situation there. But yeah, huge for Jackson Moy, help out those DBs a little bit since you're just not going to have Ricky or Jamad. And then Rodarius, like you said, it's going to make Travis Smith's role and Dotson's role a lot bigger on on the road. And it's kind of been interesting to see the way that Tennessee's used their receivers this year, because they've really only used 3 guys. I mean, with Staley, Brazel, and Mike Matthews. So maybe does that depth and that use of them get more, and we see less of the depth guys? I don't know. But yeah, David Sanders for me, that's the big question. I would lean that he doesn't play, but we'll see. It's gonna be interesting.
Yeah, I want to talk about David Sanders real quick too, because there are a lot of people on Twitter, and again, as I always say, Twitter not the best place to get your opinions from people. But there are a lot of people who have been saying like, "Oh, he's holding out. He doesn't want to play." Like, the 5-star. I guess there's a little bit of a hangover from what happened in April and March with Nico Iamaleava regarding 5-star talents that come in. But I want to reiterate what we talked about last week. David Sanders is itching to play. This is a guy that's wanted to play since game 1, and he's being held back from the injury staff, the training group, and they want to make sure that he doesn't risk a long-term severe injury going forward. So they are holding him back. It's not David Sanders saying, I'm not playing, or I don't want to do, it's no NIL dispute, none of this stuff. I've seen all of it on Twitter this week. David Sanders is a guy that wants to be here. He wants to get on the field. He would love to be available Saturday, but continues to have to listen to the training staff and their guidance for his long-term future. I even saw last week some people may say or suggest that he may redshirt. I think that'd be pointless because he's a guy that I believe is going to go to the NFL draft in 3 years anyway. So, I mean, even if he does redshirt, I don't think that does any help for Tennessee moving forward. Is he's a guy that's going to be out the door in 3 years because he is that good. And I would love to see him play this weekend, but I don't think it's the best situation. I believe that you'll see all of these guys that have been kind of in this injury bubble over the last month or so play against Arkansas. We heard Nakos report it yesterday that Jermon McCoy targeting a return against the Razorbacks, David Hobbs the same way. That's coming off the bye week. So this week, travel week, I assume they'll be there, and then they may not travel. I don't know what it may be, but I don't think they'll play Saturday specifically for David Sanders. Bye week to rest up, get your stuff together, and then you go into that Arkansas game fully healthy and ready to go, because that's when you start the second stretch of your season. Saturday against Mississippi State, you kind of close the first chapter. Then you get into the home stretch of a lot of good SEC teams and making a push for the college football playoff. You need to be healthy and have everyone available. As Arkansas is a team that has a good offense, you got to travel a little bit later on to Alabama. That's going to be a tough matchup. Oklahoma, Florida. You got some good teams you're going to have to go up against. Don't want to get guys banged up and nicked up early in the season when you're going to need them at more crucial points later on. But I just wanted to clear that up about David Sanders. A lot of people saying he's holding out, doesn't want to play. He's itching to play from guys I've talked to that are inside that building. So at least for me, I'm not worried about David Sanders. I just think they're being over precautious, as we've seen sometimes be a trend for Tennessee football, even in training camp too. Guys will sit out, have red no contact jerseys, and when they really should be practicing, but just over precautious as a staff.
Is Radar a real nickname, or is that one you gave up?
Actually, I got that from John Reed. He said Radar.
Oh, okay.
But
I hadn't thought about a nickname for a guy who hadn't played.
But I think, well, okay.
Oh
okay, that's a
Within
stray.
the locker room, they have
That's a stray.
nicknames,
I know.
That's a stray. So if you're a freshman,
fine.
if
You
you're
gotta earn
if you're a
nicknames.
freshman coming in, you can't have a cool nickname or anything.
I don't know.
I like it.
Unfair.
Okay,
It's okay.
Well, I'll table Radar for the time being.
I don't know.
for
Do you,
Brett.
man? Do you?
Okay.
Radar Jackson. I like it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
got some swag to it. I mean, he's your fourth best wide receiver right now, is he not?
I mean, because you only got 5.
It was. I mean, yeah,
I mean, it's not hard. I mean, I'd be sixth
Doesn't
best
change
if
it.
I went out there.
I know, but it is what it is. So, I mean, he's got to have something. I mean,
That's fine. Radar.
And I think you'd appreciate having a nickname as the Sixth Best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well.
Yeah, that's true.
There have been terrible players that had nicknames. That doesn't mean like a nickname's a nickname.
That's true. That's true. Okay. I was just a question.
Yeah, I know.
Don't come at me.
I'm not coming at you. I was asking.
I should have known you came up with that.
I got it. John Reed's the first one I heard say it. So
I'll ask him about it.
Okay. Allie, David Sanders, where do you stand with him right now in terms of his progress?
Yeah, I think after the bye week would probably be a good time as well. Just, there's no reason to risk it in a raucous road environment. But I just wish we knew what he had, because that would make it all make a lot more sense to us. But as of now, we do not. So we'll just trust their instincts.
Yeah. Alex, what do you make of it?
No, it's just such and like Allie said, Heupel's been so just mysterious with his injury in the pressers. And, it's interesting. Somebody asked him last week, they were like, has this decision for him to play come across your desk? And he said, really, no, it's been up to the training staff. And it seemed like he didn't fully know what was going on. So yeah, there's a lot of speculation around it, but I think Arkansas would be your target. I mean, just this bye week's so big for this team right now with getting everybody back. So, I think that's going to be the plan. And we'll see how that goes.
Brett, your opinion of David
I want to
Sanders.
see him. I mean, if he feels like he can go, I'm playing him on Saturday.
Okay.
I mean, maybe not the whole game. I mean, just see what he's got, whether it's one series or just see how he's feeling in a game atmosphere. And if it's not going well, you just pull him out and just go back to what you've been doing.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of anticipating him. I mean, we saw Cooper Mays last year, I guess, or whatever year it was, when he was just seemed like he missed like the first 4 weeks, and it was a different thing every day with Heupel. And then he got out there and it changed life on the offensive line.
It's a good comparison.
So we'll just, thank you, Allie. We'll just, I just want to see the guy. That's all I'm saying. I think he's got a bright future, and I think it's more so going to be on the left tackle, but for this year, right tackle. But yeah, I'm just ready to see the guy.
Yeah.
Put him out there.
Yeah, I would agree. I mean, the only way you're going to get, a glimpse and see what he can do is by throwing him out there in a situation against an SEC opponent. And if he comes back anytime soon, that's who he would be going up against, as Tennessee does not play another non-conference opponent until New Mexico State in November. Hopefully we see him before then. But in a unique situation where Mississippi State is doing a whiteout for their throwback uniforms, Tennessee is going to wear all orange. So orange tops, orange breeches. No, not the helmets. But are you guys a fan of the uniform combo real quick before we head to the break, Allie? Like the all orange?
Cool. I'm a big fan.
Yeah?
Yeah. Especially against the all white that they're doing.
Yeah. It's unique that the home team does the all white, but I don't know. I'm okay with the all orange. I heard someone earlier on the Tony B show ask if we could do white tops, white helmets, and black pants.
No.
But I don't know if that would look good.
Wait, he wanted a white jersey?
White jersey, but black pants.
How would that work if Mississippi State's wearing white?
Black also isn't our thing.
Yeah.
I don't like it.
I don't know.
I personally I hate this combo for Tennessee.
Really?
You don't like the
I
all
hate
orange?
all orange. I hate all orange. Now, if they would have went orange helmets, then it would have been a little better. But I don't like.
I mean, your hands were tied. You're
in a tough spot.
Yeah, I mean, you weren't going to wear smoky gray, I don't think.
If I'm calling the shots, I'm going black on the road this game.
Ooh, I like that.
Oh, okay, that would have been cool.
That's just me.
I like that. Tennessee.
Well, I feel like that's a good nighttime vibe, and this is 4 o'clock.
See, I agree. If it was a night game, I would go black.
Yeah.
But since it's a afternoon game, I agree with Allie on that. Actually, that's something I thought about.
I'm also just a big fan of the color orange, so I chose the right school. But I think the whole thing, it's nice.
Yeah, I think my favorite uniform, Stormtroopers, the white tops, white bottoms. Yeah. My least favorite combo is the white top, orange bottom. I think it's just gross. I don't think it's a good look, personally.
My least favorite, if we're going there, is this new gray jersey that they have going on.
Yeah.
I'm personally not a fan.
Yeah, the Smoky Grays have had a couple of different iterations this year. The meaning behind it's good. Salute to service. But
yeah.
I think this year's the best Smoky Gray.
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Really?
I do too, yeah.
Wow.
Oh, I don't know. I like last year's better than this
Me too.
one.
I didn't like last
year.
The
OG ones are the good ones. Now, I'm not talking about those Adidas ones.
I know you're talking about.
Those are ugly.
The ones that were at LSU.
Ones that were at LSU against Florida. Those are the OG Smokies. Those are good. All right, when we come back, we'll flip to the SEC on a broader scale. Talk about those annual opponents that were released a couple of nights ago. There are plenty of matchups that were stripped from us in terms of seeing that matchup annually. We'll tell you the ones that we are most heartbroken by when we return right here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
Take Fan Run Radio with you on the all-new Fan Run app. Just search for Fan Run Radio wherever you download your apps.
The number one problem we see at our clinic is delaying treatment. ED can get worse.
Book your appointment right now. Call 865-544-8220. Prefer privacy? Book online in under 30 seconds at menspronknoxville.com.
At our clinics, men's sexual health is the whole job. Look, I'm a normal guy too. I hate going to the doctor. But we've helped so many guys in here just like you, even if pills have failed. Our medical team is going to take the time to talk you through it. Same day in-house lab, and the treatments, well, they could change your life.
Your local medical team has your back. ED, performance, Peyronie's, size and shape modeling. We tailor what works for you.
I'll get to the point. Can you imagine epic performance and epic sex? Yeah, I said it.
A stronger you is closer than you think. We're available right now. Call 865-544-8220. Or book in 30 seconds or less at menspronknoxville.com. Men's Pro Knoxville, making it happen.
Okay, so we really need uniforms and equipment for this season. Can I trust you with that? Cool, I'll just order them online. What? Yeah, I'm going to hop online and I'm going to get them ordered. Hold up, that's not a good idea. We shouldn't just spend money on some random online retailer, okay? I mean, it seems pretty convenient. Trust me, it's a terrible idea. Let me simplify this for you. SM Athletics. Okay, how do you pronounce it? SM Athletics? They're the go-to for uniforms and equipment, whether it's for universities, high schools, youth leagues, you name it. So why wouldn't you rather go with professionals who can guide us through the process, design the perfect uniforms, and deliver the best equipment? Yeah, I guess that makes sense. What's the name again? SM Athletics. Right. It's definitely smarter to go with a company that emphasizes customer service, fair pricing, and, of course, excellent products. Exactly. So, yeah, I guess it's settled then. For uniforms and equipment for all sports, it's SM Athletics.
Tired of waiting for the weekend or good weather to play around? From casual to committed, Back 9 Golf has got you covered. Open to the public and offering flexible membership opportunities, they offer 24/7 access to 5 different simulators, providing cutting-edge technology, instant swing feedback, fun mini-games, and a wide variety of courses to choose from. Perfect for that solo round you want after work, or swing by with food and drinks for an afternoon with friends and family. No stressful tee times, no rain delays. It's Back 9 Golf your way. Book your tee time now at theback9golf.com.
Blackford Veterinary Surgery Referral specializes in surgeries not regularly performed by your pet's general veterinarian. They're currently accepting referrals from vets all across the country. With their newly renovated state-of-the-art surgery center and highly trained staff, clients can rely on professional and thorough care. If your vet says that your pet needs surgery or rehab, ask for a referral to Blackford Vet and let them get your best friend back on its feet. Located conveniently in West Knoxville. For more information, visit blackfordvetsurgery.com.
Rickard Ridge Barbecue, located in beautiful Cove Lake State Park. Rickard Ridge is home of the best ribs in the volunteer state. Smoked daily by pitmaster Mark Rickard. The barbecue at Rickard Ridge is mouth-watering, fall-off-the-bone delicious. Take the scenic drive up I-75 to exit 134. For directions and to look at the rest of the menu, visit Rickard Ridge online at rickardridgebbq.com.
Back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you listening along with us, whether it be on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM or 1340 AM here in K-Town on the local dial, or on the X/YouTube live stream. Have your listening or watching. We do appreciate your time and appreciate those using the YouTube chat. Buck chimes in and says, I don't like all orange. And in other sports, the cursive Vols looks childish. I don't really have an opinion on the cursive Vols. I know a lot of Alex has a little bit of a snark back there.
Childish.
He doesn't like that.
That's Tennessee's best uniform.
Ooh.
I agree.
Hot take. Wait, I don't like
He's talking about the cream basketball uniforms or the baseball?
I think he's talking about the baseball and basketball
Both of them.
ones.
That's the best.
Elite.
Yeah.
Elite.
The basketball ones are cool.
I think it works for baseball. I don't like it for basketball.
Oh, okay.
Huh.
It looks like classic baseball.
Yeah.
But basketball, it's like doing too much.
No child can write curse.
There you go.
That's a
there
good
you
point.
go. I think I'm opposite to you, Allie. I like the
Wow.
basketball more than the baseball, but I'm a basketball guy.
Well, yeah, I'm a baseball girl.
So yeah, I guess that's where it adds up. But I've seen a lot of people try to put the curse of Vols on the helmet too. Try to switch.
be
things
I was
up.
thinking about that.
Yeah,
I don't. You can't go away from the.
but then
T.
then you're going away from the power T,
Yeah, you
and you're
can't
getting a
do
little
that.
too cute. So
Yeah.
I don't know. All right, let's talk about the SEC on a more broad scale here, as there are a lot of games that are no longer annual, as opponents and sites for the next 4 seasons of the Southeastern Conference football schedule were unveiled by the league office Tuesday night during its 2026 to 2029 schedule reveal. And under the new format, each school will play 3 annual opponents, focus on maintaining many traditional rivalries, and each team's remaining 6 games will rotate among the remaining conference schools. Tennessee, of course, had Alabama, Vanderbilt, and Kentucky as their 3 annual opponents. But while there are plenty of gripes, even on this show, from some about the Vols' annual opponents, there are plenty of other rivalries that were axed in the new format. And I want to talk about those other SEC games that were de-emphasized in the annual opponents and which ones we have a problem with. And I'm going to kind of go on a little bit of a unique answer here, and it might surprise a couple of you guys, because there are a lot of great games that we got annually that were taken away. But I'm really surprised Texas A&M Arkansas
Love this.
was not a game that was maintained. And this goes back all the way a long time ago when these two teams played in the Southwest Conference, and it was renewed in 2012, right before Texas A&M came back into the SEC, came into the SEC, I should say. But this is a game that has a neutral site field for it. This is one that's been playing at Cowboys Stadium for years now. I'm really surprised for a team like Texas A&M that doesn't have a ton of deep SEC rivalries or deep SEC history that Arkansas was not included here. And I always love that Texas A&M Arkansas game. I know it's not the best football per se, but it's always a fun matchup seeing them play inside Cowboys Stadium, AT&T Stadium. And I was really surprised that was axed from it. So obviously there are a lot of great ones out there, but I've always liked Texas A&M Arkansas. I was surprised that one was removed. Allie, what is a matchup? It could be Tennessee as well, but that you were surprised that it's not an annual opponent anymore.
Okay, I feel like this might get some backlash because it's not like a classic long historied one, if you will. But I think that Alabama and Georgia should play each other every year.
Ooh, okay. I like that.
I just think that is primetime football. Everyone's wanting to watch that game. It's just, I think these powerful teams that tend to be successful every year should have to face each other every year.
Yeah. And look, I mean, right now with Georgia, Kirby Smart, the former defensive coordinator for the Crimson Tide, they've got a little bit of history there. And over the last, 10, 15 years, maybe not as much so for Georgia as they've been more dominant over the last, 6 or 7. This has been one of the top matchups every year between some of the best teams in the country. So I feel like it's hard, though, for teams like Georgia and Alabama, though. They've got so many opponents that have become rivalries just because of how good they've been. But Alabama, Georgia, definitely a great game that we're going to see this weekend, and one that we would have loved to see going forward as well. Alex, a matchup that got axed that you're kind of a little bit upset about.
You got to go Alabama LSU here. I mean, it's just, you think back to that game a few years ago, the overtime game in Death Valley, which was incredible. And then go back even further, Joe Burrow versus Tua.
Yeah.
There were people calling that the game of the century, 1 versus 2. I mean, it was such a great rivalry. Played every year since '64. It's a shame that game's gone. And you think about, just to go off the field, the uniform matchup. It's classic. Doesn't get more classic in this conference.
Yeah.
And obviously both venues. I mean, it's a shame. It really is.
A lot of deep history in that one. Always a game everyone circles every season. Even if LSU's in a down year, that game is going to get the best out of the Tigers or vice versa for Alabama. I think one of my favorites was a couple of years ago in 2022 when the Crimson Tide went on the road and Jaden Daniels and company won that game in overtime. That was a great one. And LSU stormed the field. I don't think they should have stormed the field, but it was still a great game. And there were a number of them that season. But LSU Alabama has always made sure to bring the juice.
They had national championship play.
Yeah, that was
well,
national
right?
championship.
It was like 10-7 or
I think it was 10-9 was the final.
Was Saban?
Zach Mettenberger was the quarterback, or no, it might have been Mettenberger. It was Jordan Jefferson. I believe it was Jordan Jefferson was the quarterback.
I don't remember.
Yeah,
I just remember them playing national championship at the Sugar Bowl, I believe.
Yeah, it was the Sugar Bowl in
defensive slugfest.
2011. Yeah. And they've had a number of games too where it was like 1 versus 2. They had that in 2014 or I believe 2013. One of those. The Honey Badger was in that game. I mean, they've had some great matchups. That's a good
players
pull
on
there.
the field. Yeah.
It said at least one team was ranked number 1 or number 2 in 12 of those matchups.
Wow.
Talk about some high stakes.
Yeah.
Brett, a game that you're upset that was axed.
You guys know the answer to this. It's Tennessee, Florida. It's Heartbreak Hotel for me. And to know that you're not going to go to the Swamp till 2029 right now, it's blasphemy.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just absolute.
Wow.
I just don't have words for how angry I am about this. Or it's just a sad day. It's just a sad day that SEC could get this so wrong. Whether you have Kentucky or I'm just, I can't even get the words out. But I mean, the schedule's going to be hard whether you have Florida on the schedule or not. I realize that, but then it doesn't make a difference. You have Kentucky on there, easy win or not. But it's just soft and it's sad. I mean, you even talk to Florida fans and you Google it. It's a top rivalry on our, and it should have been an annual opponent. And I'm just sad that this one's not on there.
Well, before I talk about that, I must compliment you. Good alliteration there with Heartbreak Hotel. I like that.
But I was going to say, you get on William for saying
I know.
so many things.
Or I think he's starting to adapt. I think he's saying, that guy's got some good lingo.
I do, man. I do.
This is good.
I learned from the best, man.
But, talking about that Tennessee-Florida matchup, I agree. Obviously, upset that we can't see that annually. We talked about it earlier in the week.
Yeah.
It's beneficial for Tennessee in a competitive standpoint that you play Vanderbilt and Kentucky every season. But in terms of, getting up on Saturday, looking forward to a matchup, there's none better than Tennessee and Florida and the deep history that they have too, going back with Steve Spurrier, where he would constantly give jabs to Tennessee over and over again, even though he's kind of seemed to turn over a new leaf as of late, has given Tennessee some praise over the last couple of weeks. But just, it goes back so far. There's so many great games, great moments that you remember. Some of them are more so favored towards Florida over the last couple of years, but a very, very fun matchup for sure. Mm-hmm. Surprised no one said Tennessee, Georgia as well. I know we were focusing on the SEC as a whole, but I'd say Tennessee, Georgia is a really good one as well. And I mean, you saw what Neyland Stadium was like 2 weeks ago. Place was rocking because the Georgia Bulldogs came to town. Obviously, it helps that both teams were undefeated and Georgia's a top 10 team in the country, but Georgia, Tennessee is another game that I think has a lot of history. You go back to 2015, 2016, 2013. Some of the best games growing up watching them came from those
last times we beat them.
Yeah, well, yes, but they come from those Tennessee, Georgia. Man, I think one of the best games in Tennessee football history is 2016 against Georgia between the hedges. So, it's tough that you're not going to be able to see those annually, but you are going to see those at least every other year. So you're going to still see them. But I'm interested to see if they even go through with this 4-game schedule. Like, we had a caller last week propose, I think it was Rusty. It might have been on Tuesday, Monday, whatever it may be. But if the SEC does expand, and as we know in this current age of college football, where that's always constantly on the table, do they have to change all of this up and decide to pivot to something else or maybe reshuffle the deck? We'll have to see. But, I was thinking about the other night, even with like the ACC announcing they're going to a 4-game schedule, stuff like that. I mean, things can quickly change in the drop of a second. So I think that while it's frustrating right now, knowing in 2029, that's going to be the next time you go to Gainesville, Florida and take on the Gators, very well could be in 2027 where they have to change everything up because of a conference realignment. So I think that's something to think about as well. Any other matchups that we did not mention that got axed that you guys wanted to bring to the table? I'm trying to think of any others. But
I think we hit on the main ones probably.
Yeah, Tennessee, Florida. I felt like I was a little unique with that Texas A&M Arkansas.
That was like my second on the list.
Okay,
because like you said, you play at Jerry World every year, and I love that, and like they have their own logo for that rivalry.
Yeah.
If you have a logo,
that's so
keep
true.
it. Yeah. You know what I mean? No, I'm with you on that one.
Yeah, Florida, Georgia's got the logo too. and that's played in Jacksonville. Duval, shout out. And, I mean, I think Jacksonville's a pretty good venue to play in. It might not be Jerry World, but it's still fun. But I'm trying to think of any other ones.
Well, what about Lane Kiffin hating on, what was it, the Oklahoma game?
Yeah. Yeah, Lane Kiffin gave out a funny quote yesterday, and he's obviously a man of very interesting words, but he was frustrated that Ole Miss and Oklahoma are common opponents, and he literally said, we have nothing in common. Our fans have nothing in common. I was very disappointed. It means,
he was very blunt with that, yeah.
But I mean, I agree. I don't think Oklahoma and Ole Miss have much of anything in common.
It's hard for, I feel like Texas does have set rivalries. Like Texas A&M, Oklahoma makes so much sense. But with these new additions to the SEC, like Oklahoma, they don't have too many set in stone rivalries. Real quick, before we hit the break, I want to pose this because I was thinking about it yesterday after the show. What if they separated it, the SEC that is, into 4 divisions, and it's all in proximity. So where it's like Texas will play Oklahoma, Texas A&M, and an Arkansas or Missouri. And then that's a section. And then you've got a section of an Ole Miss, Mississippi State, Alabama, Auburn, and then a Georgia, Florida, LSU, whatever it may be. And you kind of section things out to, it's 4 divisions. You don't have to necessarily call them divisions and look at them as such. But I felt like that would have been a good way to characterize it because you could have everyone kind of play in their own little pod that's close, and then you could add in those other games. It might go away from some of those rivalries.
So NFL type.
Well, yeah, but you see what I mean? If you're going to have 16 teams, it's an even number.
Yeah.
And the SEC is pretty spread out now to where, Texas, Oklahoma, Texas A&M, all in their own little, side. I mean, South Carolina and Tennessee and Georgia, teams like that, all on their own side. I feel like you could segment it out to where you have 4, pretty even sides.
Yeah, you could probably make it pretty even.
So then it would be 4 set annual
kind of 4
opponents,
pods.
basically?
Yeah. So each team would play those 3 annual opponents still, but they're all from the pod. You know what I mean? So, I mean, kind of like the NFL, sure. But
I just thought of another one. Florida and LSU. Do we say them?
Yeah. Oh, that's good. Well,
I don't think they're. Are they?
Yeah, that's one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Florida and LSU.
That's a great one, Brett. Yeah, I didn't even think about that one.
So LSU missed Alabama and Florida on there.
Yeah, that's a great one.
I don't know how long that one's been going, but
yeah.
Here's another little tidbit. So Florida and LSU faced off in 25 ranked matchups. That's second behind Alabama and LSU.
Another good tidbit.
So it's been competitive.
Alex, yeah. I think Florida LSU's always got one of the best jersey matchups too.
Yeah.
You're talking about jerseys earlier.
Yep.
I love when Florida goes all blue and LSU's wearing the white tops and yellow bottoms. Talk about a good matchup. They've had a number of great games as well, a number of great moments. Again, it's hard, but maybe I'm feeling some of that pain that Brett was feeling earlier in the week right now.
Tough pain to get over. I tell you, it hadn't been sunny since. It really hasn't. It's been cloudy. I'm wearing gray clothes.
Yeah. I'm gray too.
Yeah,
gray,
we're
black.
All feeling it. Man.
All right, when we come back, we'll try to change the mood with our best bets look ahead presented by VIP Play. Stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
You're listening to Fan Run Radio, the sports humans.
Hey, football fans, this is Stats.
And this is the Sheik. And together we are the Cover Boys. And we cover college football like no one else.
Each week we preview all the big games in college football. And we may not tell you who's going to win, but we'll tell you who's going to cover.
Our patented right sides are clicking at 66% against the spread all time.
So join us right here every Friday evening at 8 for the Cover Boys on the official voice of Tennessee fans, Fan Run Radio.
And enjoy the winners, everyone.
Hey Knoxville, Surfside iced tea and vodka made with real brewed tea is only 100 calories, 2 grams of sugar with no bubbles and no troubles. That's right, zero carbonation, so it's easy to sip and enjoy. Headed to a game day or party at a friend's house? Bring an iced tea or lemonade variety pack from Surfside or try their green tea and new raspberry tea vodka. Find the can with the sunset stripes this season. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sold at bars, restaurants, and stores near you. Surfside iced tea and vodka, sunshine in a can. Must be 21 or older. Enjoy responsibly.
Dick's House of Sport at Westtown Mall is a destination devoted to sport, and it's your destination for exclusive events and experiences. Come visit a store like no other. Check out our 40-foot rock wall, golf performance center, hit tracks batting cage, and outdoor turf field. You can now rent our space for private events and birthday parties. Learn more about our events and exclusive product launches on Facebook and Instagram at Dick's House of Sport KNX. Dick's House of Sport, proud partner of Tennessee Athletics.
For over 3 years, Crumble Cookies has served the Knoxville area. From Clinton Highway to Parkside Drive, even our friends out in Maryville have reached you, our fans, with the best cookies in the game. This fall, Crumble is gearing up for yet another fantastic season. Whether you're tailgating or looking for a pick-me-up after getting the kids from school, Crumble has you covered. Download the Crumble app to check out this week's rewards and features. And stop on by. Tell them Fan Run sent you, but don't miss the cookies.
Merritt Garage Doors and Services has been serving the East Tennessee community since 1963. At Merritt, quite simply, the customer comes first. Their door specialists will not try to needlessly upsell you because they are not commission-based like other places. This allows them to focus on your needs and not their pockets. They offer a range of beautiful garage doors in a variety of styles to suit the architecture of your home, and they will supply and install a wide range of garage door openers and accessories to take your garage door to the next level. To request a quote or schedule a service repair call, visit merrittgaragedoor.com.
Citizens National Bank.
Are you getting penalized because you can't make it to your bank on time? No need for unnecessary roughness. It's time for a new game plan. Easily manage your accounts with Citizens National Bank's mobile banking app. Check your balance, deposit a check, and pay a bill all from your phone with CNB's mobile banking.
Citizens National Bank. Banking never felt so good.
Member FDIC.
Are you tired of spending hours on laundry and ironing? Let Crown Cleaners handle your dry cleaning so you can handle your business. Our expert team can take care of your clothes, removing stains and wrinkles like they were never there. Whether it's your best suit or everyday attire, we handle it all at Crown Cleaners. Say goodbye to laundry stress and hello to extra free time. Crown Cleaners, Big Orange Country's imperial dry cleaning service since the 1960s. Online at crowncleaners.com.
Here we go.
On the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Thursday. Now time for our Best Bets Look Ahead, presented by VIP Play. Folks, college football and the NFL is in full swing, which means you need to get in on the action with the VIP Play app. Go claim your VIP Play welcome bonus, and when you do, you'll get $100 instantly in bonus bets by using the code FANRUN. That's FANRUN in all caps to claim those bonus bets. And all you have to do is place a wager of $20 or more, get $100 instantly. You can take Tennessee minus a 7.5 this weekend. You can muster up the courage to watch the Titans for 3 hours and take their spread, whatever you want to do. You can do it on the VIP Play app. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. All right, last night filled in on the Cover Boys with Haji. Really looking forward to that episode coming out on Friday. And we dove into a ton of games, so make sure to check that out on Friday. But in terms of what I like this week, I'm starting to align my sides. And might be a little risky here, but I'm really liking Washington plus the 8 against Ohio State. 8.5 right now on some books. The Buckeyes are large and tall. They're the number one team in the country. But, folks, if you don't know a thing about Washington football yet, you need to enlighten yourself because this is a good football team. Damon Williams Jr. at quarterback, a little bit undersized, but he's a playmaker. And Washington right now has the second best scoring offense in the country. Jonah Coleman at running back, a top 5 running back in the country as well. Ohio State having to travel 2 time zones for this one. Washington always has a great home environment. I'm getting more than a touchdown of insurance here. I like Washington plus 8.5 right now. It's going to be one of my plays for Saturday, and I really like that side at the current moment. A little risky going up against the number one team, but again, line movement, pretty significant here as well. 13 on Thursday last week, down to 8.5, and all the tickets are coming in on Ohio State. What does that tell you? Reverse line movement. So really like that side currently. Another couple of sides that I like right now, Texas A&M minus the 6.5. We'll talk more about Auburn and Jackson Arnold here in a little bit. But I think the peak has been reached already with this Auburn quarterback group, at least with Arnold at the helm. You saw last week multiple overthrows, multiple misses, and this is a Texas A&M defense that's really good. And Marcel Reed right now has been one of the best quarterbacks in the SEC. I think the Aggies are a well-oiled machine. I'm getting less than a touchdown here. I'm going to take that at home. Similarly, I like Penn State minus a 3.5. It's a rank versus rank matchup, a system play for myself. I've done this over the last 2.5 years. We're profiting at a 61% rate in these spots. I like Penn State at the 3.5, even though Oregon has looked incredible to start the season. The number 7 scoring offense in the country. Dante Moore has totally flipped the script from what he looked like at UCLA. Cannot say enough good things about this Oregon team. But Penn State was the second best team in my eyes heading into the season. Obviously, my number 1 team wasn't very good, so maybe don't take my opinion there. But this is a team riddled with NFL talent on both sides of the football. Drew Aller has a big opportunity in his home building. And you look at these whiteout matchups, Penn State's pretty good in these spots. Very profitable ATS as well. So I like Penn State minus a 3.5. So those 3 plays right now, I'm pretty sure I'm locking in for Saturday's slate. And you can take them as well on the VIP Play app. Make sure you use the code FANRUN, all caps FANRUN, to claim those bonus bets. Washington plus 8.5, Penn State minus a 3.5, Texas A&M minus 6.5, what I currently like heading into Saturday afternoon. Gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. Must be 21 years or older and located in Tennessee to bet. When we come back in hour number 2, it's buy or sell. Stay right here. It's the Playbook, presented by VIP Play on Fan Run Radio.
The flagship station for Tennessee football. Fans, Fan Run Radio.
Today, we raise a glass of Jameson Irish whiskey to the sport of football. Hear, hear!
To Gaelic football, born in Ireland in 1885 in its thrilling blend of soccer, rugby and basketball. On a massive field, 15 players kick or hand pass a round ball to score points over a bar or into a net. No pads, no helmet, no sense.
Hear, hear!
To college football, which kicked off in 1869 when Rutgers beat Princeton 6-4 in the Battle of New Jersey. With 11 players and helmets and pads, teams battle on a 100-yard gridiron with explosive pass plays and hard-hitting tackles. Unless you're called for targeting.
Hear, hear! Since 1780, Jameson Irish whiskey has been enjoyed by sports fans all around the globe. Whether your football is Gaelic, American, or even soccer, we can all agree on super smooth Jameson Irish whiskey. Hear, hear!
Attention service members and veterans. Introducing the Griffin Law Firm, your trusted ally in military legal matters. From court martials to benefit claims, at Griffin Law, your mission is theirs. VFL Marshall Griffin.
As a veteran and retired military attorney, I've successfully defended lifelong benefits and helped preserve professional futures. So I know that when you hire a military justice lawyer, you maximize your chance to get relief. With my unique experience, I can advocate for you because there's no military matter that's too big or too small. Let us help you make these critical decisions that could affect the rest of your life. Remain silent. Request counsel. Call Griffin Law.
For a free consultation, call 888-707-4282. That's 888-707-4282. Or just visit griffinlawdefense.com.
At Knoxville Insurance Group, they understand the challenges many consumers face when searching for insurance coverage. That's why whether it's for you, your family, or your business, they create a coverage plan specifically for your unique needs. Knoxville Insurance Group is an independent firm, which means they aren't beholden to just one insurance company. They search multiple companies, acting as your negotiator to find you the best possible policy and price. Start a quote in minutes at KnoxvilleInsuranceGroup.com or call them today at 865-694-9788.
You're listening to FM 105.7 and AM 1340, WKGN Knoxville, and W289CU Knoxville, Fan Run Radio.
We really need to get some branded stuff. Shirts, hats, promo items, something professional.
I mean, we could just find a website and order a bunch of it ourselves.
You could, but you're taking a big risk. You don't know the quality, the fit, the timeline. It's a roll of the dice.
Yeah, I guess. But isn't that how everyone does it now?
Not the ones who actually care about how their brand looks. Look, if we're putting our name on it, it needs to be done right. We need SM Athletics.
SM Athletics?
Yeah, they specialize in working with businesses like ours. Apparel, hats, promo gear, but real, customized stuff. They actually care if it turns out right.
Probably a lot better than getting stuck with 100 t-shirts with crooked logos.
Exactly. Plus, they'll walk you through everything. Sizing, colors, material, so it matches the image we're trying to build.
Makes sense. What's the name again?
SM Athletics. Trust me, if you want to look like a real company, not a flea market stand, this is the move. If you're serious about your brand, work with people who are serious about getting it right. SM Athletics.
Here we go. Hour number 2 on a Thursday, live from the White Claw Hard Seltzer Studios. It's the Playbook. I about said it, Allie. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you hanging out with us. Brett Hollander, Allie Campbell, Alex Sarkis joining you. I'm William Pattison. Great stuff in hour number 1. We'll continue it here in hour number 2. Talk a little Thursday night football tonight. Got a good matchup. 2-2-1 teams in the division. The Cardinals and the Seahawks. Cardinals are wearing their rival uniforms tonight. So I don't know if y'all have seen these.
Are they?
The rivalries uniforms.
They have the best ones.
Yeah, they're kind of their desert theme. That which is aligning with me right now. The desert.
Do you remember that?
And then you got the Dolphins. They're wearing their rivalries uniforms as well. They're all black. I do like them.
I'm a big fan of the rivalry series. I'm excited for that.
I think they hit on some of them. They missed on a couple, but next year, I think the AFC South gets them next year.
There you go.
Yeah, I know Jacksonville gets it. But anyway, we'll talk Thursday night football here in a little bit, but we'll also have our buy or sell segment. It was a lot of fun last week. We'll do it again today as we go around college football, talking about some of the big storylines heading into week 5. We'll also, as always, have our final thoughts to wrap things up. But let's get right into it. Our buy or sell college football. I'll present a big headline or big storyline heading into week 5, and we'll go around and tell me if you buy or sell the topic. So we'll begin with something we kind of talked a little bit about yesterday. It perked something up in the production room, so I wanted to bring it up today. Buy or sell, Dabo Swinney should be fired from Clemson after this season. I sell this. I think Dabo Swinney has had a tough year, sure. Clemson had college football playoff aspirations, but instead are 1-3. I get that. But Dabo Swinney has made Clemson what they are today. I mean, when he first got the job, Clemson was a team that was, lucky to be in the Outback Bowl or excited to be in the Cheez-It Bowl. Something like championships and ACC championships just weren't a thing. And he has slowly built this thing over the last 20 years. And I don't think you can fire him because who are you going to go hire that's better? A lot of times in college football, college basketball, the NFL, whatever it may be, guys and teams of fans or fans of teams will say, fire the coach, get rid of him. Who are you going to hire? Like, where else are you going to go if you do decide to fire him? Because I don't know if you can get any better. I feel like that's the situation Clemson is in. Obviously, today this has been a disappointing season for the Tigers. They have severely disappointed me. I've been, bashed and banged on for the last month that I had Clemson as my number 1 team. I own it.
You weren't the only one.
I know.
A lot.
And they see that's the thing.
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
Joe Klatt did.
A lot of the people I know, they only point out that I was the one that had it, even though there are a lot of other people that are on TV that had it. But I sell that Dabo Swinney should be fired. I think he's done too much for the program, and I get it's been a tough season, but you have to look at the longevity of what he's done there and who else are you going to hire, because I don't think there's a better guy out there. Allie, buy or sell, Dabo Swinney should be fired from Clemson after this season.
I sell. I think his days are somewhat numbered, I will say. I feel like he may be out of his peak now, but I don't think it would be an appropriate time to fire him after the season. He also has a $60 million buyout right now, so I don't think it will be coming necessarily soon. But yeah, I think he has a little bit more time, but I've been seeing some things that he's like right there under Mike Gundy. So
Yeah, Brett, buy or sell, Dabo Swinney.
Oh, I think you when you mention the production team, you can only mention one person over here because I was the only one here. So I say, you sell this. He's underachieved, and since his national championship, I feel like the expectations at Clemson are a lot higher than what he's put on, especially in a weak conference to lose some of the games he has, and the way he hasn't adapted himself either. He thinks he's just too good for it, and you don't want another Mike Gundy situation either. Not saying he's that, but Mike Gundy, overstayed his welcome. And I think, if the people keep treating like this, he may not necessarily get fired, but, I think Feinbaum said it today, like maybe he just steps away and pursues other opportunities and says good riddance to Clemson, and maybe see what else is out there, because I'm sure he'd be quick to be picked up by somebody.
So you're buying.
Yeah. Sorry,
okay,
I said that wrong. Sorry.
Okay, I'm about to say. Okay, so buying. So 2 sells, 1 buy. Alex, buy or sell?
I'm going to even it up. I'm going to buy this. I think Dabo has had. I don't know. I just
should we?
Yeah, we're selling over here.
Yeah, I don't know.
Still our thing.
There you go.
No, I just you've seen the way that Clemson's looked so far this year. I mean, what happened last week at Georgia Tech? The fact that he hasn't adapted to the portal, you need to do that in today's college football, I think, and especially with all the NIL that's going on. I just think I think it unfortunately kind of is turning into a Mike Gundy situation, and like you said, he kind of brought Clemson from the ashes, but I think they've gotten to a point now where the expectations are at a championship caliber, and you had them ranked as your number one, as did a lot of other people. I think that should be the standard there, and I think they're good enough to win that conference every year. And, obviously Dabo hasn't gotten that done here in a few years. So,
sure.
No, I think that he should be gone. I don't think he will be, but I think he should be.
I will say I'm selling, but I don't think he has much left in him. I just think that this is too early.
So now you're messing up our fist bump.
So wait, are you in between? I'm confused now.
No, I'm just saying, yeah.
I'm just giving you a hard time. YouTube chat says, Dabo is the Saban of the ACC. He will decide when he leaves. I don't think that's a horrible take.
You know what? I kind of agree with that.
Yeah. I don't think
he better adapt
quickly
has to adapt. Because his roster is going to be depleted coming next year.
Yeah.
A lot of NFL guys going.
I feel like he's got like a lifetime contract over there, but they won't fire him. I don't believe they will fire him.
I mean, when you bring a bunch of national championships, a lot of ACC championships, I feel like it's tough to move on, but they're going to have to turn things around. Obviously, a 1-3 start, not the standard of Clemson football. This is the worst start they've had since 2004, and that was a very long time ago. Buy or sell, Auburn quarterback Jackson Arnold will not start every game this year. Now, Arnold has completed 68.3% of his passes for 721 yards and 5 touchdowns, in addition to 4 on the ground. But against Oklahoma, Arnold had a handful of costly overthrows and poor decisions. The other guys in the quarterback room, Stanford transfer Ashton Daniels and 5-star freshman Deuce Knight, are the other quarterbacks on the roster. And I'm going to buy that Jackson Arnold will not start every game this season. I thought that against Baylor, he looked very one-dimensional, and I know it was a good win for the Tigers going on the road to the Bears and pulling out a win there, but a lot of his success came on the run. And last week, Cam Coleman was eating alive the freshman DB that Oklahoma threw at him, and there were numerous overthrows and underthrows that cost Auburn that game. And even though 10 sacks is not necessarily Jackson Arnold's fault, it's more so the defensive pressure that Oklahoma was applying. As a quarterback, you can't sit back there and be a sitting duck, as he was on that final play for the Auburn team offensively, and that resulted in a safety. You've got to get the ball out quicker. You've got to roll out and try to make a play. I get it. It was a high-stakes game for him and kind of a coming back to where he used to play, very emotional matchup, but I thought he whiffed on a lot of different opportunities. I think Deuce Knight is the best quarterback in the room for the Tigers. Ashton Daniels, to me, is just kind of a little bit of a lesser version of Jackson Arnold, a guy that can use his legs, but struggles with overthrows as he did last year for the Cardinals. So I think Deuce Knight should be the option. I think if Hugh Freeze wants to hang on to his job, he gives Knight the keys and shows what he could do, maybe buys him some time, similar to what Billy Napier did with DJ Lagway last year. I buy that Jackson Arnold will not start every game this season. Allie, buy or sell?
Well, I hate to continue agreeing with you because there should be like some differences here, but I am also going to buy. There was a debate preseason about the starter, right?
Yeah.
So like the fact that they think that they had people that were capable of challenging him, I think means that they're ready to fit somebody else into this offense if he's not looking too good. So that's kind of where we're at. I'm going to buy.
Brett, buy or sell?
They should have never bought him in the offseason. I don't know what they saw, like, especially when your job's on the line. I feel like you could have gone a different route in the portal if you needed a quarterback. I know he had the big win against Bama, but I'm not even sure he even threw the ball. And that's especially considering I didn't feel like he was an upgrade off Peyton Thorne. I feel like they were the exact same quarterback. And so this is definitely a buy. I mean, if you're going to go down, you got to go with the guy you recruited heavily and just see what you got with him, because Jackson Arnold ain't it. And it's unfortunate that we've seen the end of him and probably Hugh Freeze.
Yeah. All right. Are you agreeing here too?
I am. I'm going to buy.
Okay.
And it's so interesting. Like you said, this is literally the exact same situation that Billy Napier was in. I mean, you've got the 5-star freshman in the wings. You've got a guy like, this is your Graham Mertz contingent from last year. So no, it's so interesting to me. I mean, obviously Mertz went down with an injury, but I mean, it's so interesting what happens when a coach is on the hot seat, because you'll really see what they really feel about their roster. And in this case, I think you will see Jackson Arnold get sat down at some point. I mean, he hasn't turned the ball over or anything crazy, but just the numbers have been so mediocre that you can't go out in the portal and pay for a guy like that if he's not going to give you the production that you could be getting from a guy that you recruited and who's been, a very talented high school recruit. So no, I'm with you on this. It's just, it's interesting how similar the Florida and the Auburn situations are.
Couple of answers on the YouTube chat as well. Buck says, buy. He's an okay player, but he gets exposed against certain defenses. I would agree. I think you saw that last week against Oklahoma. And on some kind words from Nick. We appreciate you listening along with us, Nick. All right, next up, buy or sell. Oklahoma is no longer a college football playoff contender with the loss temporarily of John Mateer. Now, Mateer has a hand injury that will require surgery and sideline him for 3 to 4 weeks, but as we know, with football injuries, this thing could prolong a little bit longer. But I'm going to currently sell this. I think Oklahoma still is a legitimate contender for the college football playoff. I think what they've done defensively with Brent Venables going back to the defensive side of the football and focusing solely on that side, going away from all of his other duties, in addition to being the head coach, they look locked in, and they were great on Saturday. R. Mason Thomas off the edge, one of the best in the SEC. He was the guy that had that final sack, that safety sack of Arnold in the late moments. I think Eli Bowen continues to impress me as a defensive back. It was a tough assignment last week for Oklahoma overall, having to both guard Eric Singleton and Cam Coleman. But Bowen was in that main assignment against Singleton and kind of took him out of the game. So I think Oklahoma's defense is good enough to get them through these next 3 to 4 weeks. Keep in mind they've got a bye week, Kent State and Texas. I think if Mateer is able to come back, and even if they lose to Texas, that's not a bad loss per se. So I think Oklahoma is still very much in contention. Maybe for the Heisman, Mateer's no longer in that race, but I would sell that Oklahoma is no longer a contender. Allie, disagree or agree?
This one is, I think, one of the hardest ones for me. Right now I'm going to sell because it's just a little bit too early to say. But I will say that John Mateer, I think, has made a massive impact on the success of this team. What's helping them, though, is that they have Texas in a couple weeks. John Mateer is going to be out for that, but Texas has looked a little bit shaky compared to what we expected them to be. And same with South Carolina, who they have after that. So that's kind of helping that their opponents aren't looking as strong. This one is a hesitant sell.
All right, Alex, buy or sell. Oklahoma, no longer a college football playoff contender with Mateer sidelined for temporary time.
I'm going to sell as well. I love what Venables is doing with that defense, like you said, and I think that can carry you. I mean, we saw what it did for Tennessee last year when Nico wasn't playing all his best. So, no, I think defense can carry you in this conference. Michael Hawkins isn't a horrible backup to have. I mean, he started 4 games for you a year ago if you're Oklahoma. Obviously still a young kid, but, is he the worst possible guy you could have step into that spot? I don't know. So it's going to be interesting. But, yeah, I think defense in the SEC will get you to where you want to be. And, whatever the timetable is for Mateer's return, like you said, you can afford a loss in Red River. No, I think they're going to be just all right.
Brett, buy or sell?
Oh, I'm selling this. I think he's going to be back, and I feel like he could be back for the Oklahoma or Texas game.
Okay,
I know he had surgery today, and what you read online, people are pretty positive with how it went. I don't know. I've seen all these memes of this Dr. Shin guy going around, but if you like people were showing up to this hospital where he had a surgery and giving gifts and things like that, and they're like, if they're showing like statues at Oklahoma, operate like a champion today, things like that. So no, this is epic stuff online right now with this Dr. Shin. So he's hopeful. I mean, seems like they're hopeful, and until they officially announce him out for that game, like you got to anticipate him playing or giving it the best shot.
Yeah.
So, and if one loss doesn't kill you in this playoff day and age, so there's still a ton of winnable games and big wins they could get. So I'm selling this, I think. So
okay, I like that. I like the
look up Dr. Shin. It'll blow up your algorithm because it's completely done that. I read one Barstool article and it's been ridiculous.
Okay. Michael Hawkins going to step in for Mateer. He was obviously Jackson Arnold's backup last season and ended up kind of finishing out or playing a majority of last year after Arnold got benched. Very capable quarterback. A lot of people in Norman are excited to see him next year take over the reins. This has kind of been a redshirt year for him anyway. But I think he's fully capable, and those on the YouTube chat agree. Quote, sell, it remains to be seen. You don't know his replacement and how he'll respond to being a starter or how the team responds to him. So, buy or sell. It's a tough one right now, not knowing what Oklahoma looks like here in 3 to 4 weeks, but I think that you have to continue to think this is a good football team going forward. We'll stick one more time in the SEC. Buy or sell, Texas A&M, one of the hottest teams in the country, is a legitimate college football playoff team and SEC title game contender. Now, the Aggies boast one of the most impressive wins of the season over Notre Dame on the road in South Bend, a come-from-behind final drive orchestrated by quarterback Marcel Reed. And that was a really, really impressive showing. Right now, I buy that Texas A&M is a legitimate college football playoff contender and SEC title game contender because of the quarterback play from Marcel Reed, a guy that I thought was a little bit inconsistent at times over the course of the end of last year. Obviously, he took over for Connor Wiegman, but I felt like Reed was more of a runner and kind of a utility piece. This year, he showcased the dual threat ability that I saw when he was in high school. This is a guy that we went up against in the state semifinals back when he was a freshman. And I tell you what, he is doing the same thing he was doing as a freshman in high school right now in college football. He has always been a great athlete, great player. And I think just having that comfortability at quarterback, a guy that can be a dual threat player, can make a lot of plays, matched with a Mike Elko defense is a perfect combination for the Aggies right now. I buy that this is a legitimate college football playoff team and an SEC title contender. Allie, buy or sell?
Right now I'm buying because if you look at the rest of their schedule, it's pretty favorable for an SEC schedule. Auburn, Mississippi State, Florida at home, like at Texas A&M. Arkansas, LSU might be a tough one, but then they have Missouri, South Carolina, Samford, and Texas might be a loss for them. But I mean, that's as good as you could probably get for SEC. So I think because of that, they have a path.
Brett, buy or sell?
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what I'm with Allie on that. The schedule's very manageable. You don't see many losses on there, and Marcel Reed's playing at a high level, so I'm buying this. So I'm in on Texas A&M this year.
Alex, buy or sell?
I think we all had the schedule pulled up because I have the exact same opinion. I mean, I think Mike Elko is one of the best coaches in the country.
Really?
Marcel Reed has been, consistent, and he's been one of the top quarterbacks. Yeah. And no, this schedule, I mean, think about what happened. I mean, you got to go to Texas at the end of the year, LSU, but I mean, the way Texas has played, you can go in LSU and compete with Texas. Yeah. I mean, I think those are two, even though they're on the road and going to be tough, those are winnable games, and every game on their schedule is winnable for the rest of the year, and it's favorable. No, but I like that take a lot.
The Aggies, usually the team that is ranked preseason, goes 8-5, off to a good start this season, showing off some momentum. Big time win a couple of weeks ago against Notre Dame. Speaking of Notre Dame, and I do apologize, looking at the play sheet, I had a little bit of a typo here. I typed out Notre Dame will be a college football team. Well, they already are run, but buy or sell, Notre Dame will be a college football playoff team is what I meant to say. The Fighting Irish currently sit at 1-2 on the season, but like Texas A&M have a favorable schedule. I buy that Notre Dame will be a college football playoff team. They've losses to Miami and Texas A&M. Both those teams are top 10 in the country. You got an interesting matchup, by the way. One of the weirdest matchups of the college football season this weekend is Notre Dame, for some reason, travels to play Arkansas at 12 o'clock. I don't know who scheduled that. But outside of that, Boise State, USC down the road. I think the matchup with the Trojans could be interesting as they have had a hot start to the season. But just looking at their schedule, Notre Dame's going to get the opportunity to go 10-2. And if you're 10-2 with 2 losses to what I presume to be college football playoff teams, you probably make it. And I was impressed last week. I get it was Purdue, but they at least showed a little bit more of a pulse offensively. Finally gave the ball to Jeremiah Love and Jadarian Price, 2 of the best running backs in the country. And as a tandem, probably the best outside of Penn State. So I buy right now that Notre Dame is a college football playoff team with the remaining schedule that they have. Buy or sell, Allie?
I buy, but I'm mad about it. This is it's annoying to me how they are not in an official conference and get to just weasel their way into the playoffs. I don't think I'm not a fan, but I buy. Worked for them last year.
Alex, buy or sell?
I am going to sell this. I think obviously the schedule's looking favorable coming up. I think, first of all, I think they will lose to USC at home.
Okay.
But another game that I have an eye on, and this is going to be a hot take.
Okay.
But they have to go to Pitt here in November.
Okay.
Pitt has this thing where they will beat. Pitt's got a stretch. They got Notre Dame at home and they have Miami. They have a thing for beating teams like this at the end of the year.
Okay.
It's a weird atmosphere when you go and play at Pitt. There's going to be more Notre Dame fans there. That's going to be an interesting game, and Pitt always seems to play to their competition and plays those games close. That's another game I have my eye on, but I think they're going to lose to USC before that and get knocked out. So, but I'm selling. I don't think Notre Dame's going to get in.
Buy or sell, Brett?
Sell. I think they're losing this weekend to Arkansas. I just don't like the way they haven't played any defense. I mean, they're giving up 35 a game, something like that.
Yeah.
Just not the same team. Maybe they go outscore people, but I mean, they're only 4-point favorites, I believe, at Arkansas this weekend.
Correct.
So that's interesting. Arkansas put the ball in the end zone on the road in the SEC at noon, 11 a.m. It's a tough one. So I think their dreams are going to be dashed as quickly as this weekend.
I hope you're right.
I just think there's too much pressure. You know, you've already got that 2 losses. You don't have a championship game. And I don't know. There's just too much pressure.
I mean, they did it last year after Northern Illinois.
Yeah.
I feel like that team could play defense last
exactly.
year.
I feel like it's different this year. I love Marcus Freeman. One of the.
I mean, all these games they could possibly lose.
Yeah, so it's
Maybe
tough.
not
I just think it's going to be too much pressure, and they're going to.
I would
drop.
have said Syracuse if Angeli didn't get hurt.
No, I know. That's another game I had my eyes on, but like you said with Angeli, but yeah.
Yeah, in terms of that Syracuse matchup, we'll see what Ricky Collins does this weekend as Syracuse, an underdog at home against Duke. But talking about that Notre Dame defense, the worst hire of the offseason, Chris Ash, the defensive coordinator for the Fighting Irish, has gone into
more like Chris.
Well, yeah, you could drop the H and put another S.
Did it. I think you did it once.
Yeah, and I mean, this is a guy that's gone into a Michelin star restaurant and turned it into McDonald's. I mean, it has been horrible what he's done to that defense. They were very good. Lord. Oh, they've been horrible. But
no, I was laughing at you.
yeah. Hopefully,
Michelin to McDonald's.
Yeah, there you go.
You start writing these down.
There we go. All right, we'll stay out in teams that we don't really talk about a whole lot here in the Southeast. Lincoln Riley, buy or sell, will finish with his best season at USC this year. Now, Southern California hasn't faced a defense that ranks better than 110th in yards per play allowed during its 4-0 start. So there are some valid reasons why there might not be, a ton of reasons to give attention to this team. But Jaden Maiava, the former UNLV quarterback, has lit it up to start the season. He's 8th nationally in passing yards with 305.8 per game and has thrown 9 touchdown passes with 0 interceptions. Leads the nation with 12.7 yards per attempt. I said this, I think earlier in the week or maybe later last week. This team reminds me a lot of some of those younger Oklahoma teams with Lincoln Riley before Riley got really, really big. They're kind of a sneaky good football team. They're really good offensively. They've got the right weapons. We talked about Malik Lemon on Monday or Tuesday. I gave a little shout out to him.
Zesty.
Yeah, the zesty touchdown that he scored. This is a sneaky good USC team, and I thought they were pretty impressive last week against Michigan State. They put up 45 points. Michigan State, obviously not the standard in college football, but I think they've done a good job so far with John Smith at coach. And I think that USC deserves some respect. I think this will be the best group that Lincoln Riley has because, hell, he's recruited like it over the last couple of seasons. So I buy that Lincoln Riley will have his best season at USC this year. It's crazy that he had Caleb Williams for 2 years, and this one's going to be better.
What was his best season?
I mean,
I don't know his best record.
Like a 9-win year?
9 year, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are you saying like so far?
Well, just this at the end of the season, this will be the best year for US, like
a college football playoff team,
like a fringe college football playoff team, which is more than what they've been at the end of the last couple of years.
Yeah, I would buy that. There's a lot of talk on this team this year, and the quarterback looks strong. This group looks strong. I think they could manage their schedule. I'm going to buy.
Okay, Brett, buy or sell?
So he's still Lincoln Riley. His team will fade eventually. They got a brutal schedule. With Illinois starting as early as Illinois, he's already complaining about the schedule. Going from the latest game last week to the earliest.
Well, that is true, Brett. That is tough.
I mean, these poor guys making millions of dollars. I feel bad for them.
Illinois looks rough though.
Illinois. Then they get Michigan, who's just going to pound them into submission.
Oh my gosh!
Got to go to Notre Dame. Your boy, fake Pat Mahomes. That's a brutal stretch. They still got Oregon.
That UCLA game to end the season will be rough.
Nico gets his first win.
Yeah.
Oh, stop.
My goodness.
And then he gets fired.
Stop. I mean, talk about the way. I mean, it's gray outside.
So to answer your question, if you haven't figured it out, I'm selling this load of garbage.
Not only does Lincoln Riley not have his best year at UNC, he gets fired, according to Brett.
He gets fired. They lose
we didn't. We mentioned him on our hot seat rankings yesterday.
Brett drank his Haterade today.
There we go. Haterade.
It tasted good, too.
Good.
Tastes good. It's actually Waterloo. But
there we go. Okay, well, Alex, do you have a more positive opinion of this team?
I do. I'm going to buy. You know what? USC is one of my, sneaky, like you said, and I was well familiar with those Lincoln Riley Oklahoma teams growing up, a West Virginia fan that would kind of just sneak in, and they have a good quarterback. When he has a good quarterback, now, like you said, it's crazy with Caleb Williams that this might be his best year. I see at most 2 losses. I'm going to be honest. I think this team gets into the playoff, and I don't know. I really like what Mayada's doing. I don't know. I like this schedule. Now, it's tough with the cross country travel that they're going to be doing.
Poor babies.
But I love Lincoln Riley.
Like they take a bus.
But yeah, I mean,
class, man.
No, it's going to be interesting. But yeah, I think this is going to be his best year, and I think he's been a guy that I've had such high expectations for, Lincoln Riley. But no, I think this is the year he gets it done.
I don't think they take a bus, Brett.
No, I'm saying you guys act like they do. Saying that was a good point about he's playing the late game on last Saturday to early game on Saturday. It's like, come on.
Well, they're traveling across the country, though. It is a lot. I mean,
we talked a lot about that last season, how much that has an impact.
Cowherd, your boy's already talking about him being this quarterback being better than Caleb Williams as a college quarterback.
Well, one thing you got to learn about Cowherd.
Is Cowherd your boy?
Cowherd is my guy.
You haven't heard his intro to his show?
He doesn't
watch
know.
the intro to Cowherd.
I don't watch Cowherd, so I wouldn't know.
Cowherd doesn't know college football.
I don't know. Yeah.
I'm beginning to question the show.
Okay. Oh, come on. All right, a couple of comments real quick. Shane Short says, selling the Notre Dame Fighting Irish. And Nick Jones said, stinking Riley is his name.
There we go.
Stinking
Look
Riley.
at that. And I didn't type that.
Well, yeah.
That was creative. What do you say?
Noto Dame.
Noto Dame.
Yeah. Notre Dame.
That's right up your alley.
Yeah.
Brett should make a burner YouTube account and just go into the comments and just comment outrageous stuff.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe I already do that.
If Brett if Brett got on social media, just went to the USC comment section, he'd start a firestorm. What are they going? 4-8, Brett, with a loss to Nico.
That would be incredible. That'd be absolutely
So
incredible.
Brett says USC doesn't win another
I
game this
at
season.
least see 4 losses. I will say that.
Okay. Well, that was a far cry from your 8 losses in a row streak you just rattled off.
I mean,
hell, they lose to UCLA. They might as well lose to everyone.
Yeah.
All right, real quick, like a 10-second answer for this one. Buy or sell, week 5 will be the week of multiple upsets in the top 25. 13 games that feature ranked teams have a spread of less than 9 points. I say buy. I think there are a lot of upsets on slate this weekend. One of them, Ohio State. I believe
I
they're
thought you were
on.
about to say us.
I did too.
I literally thought you were going to say
I did
Mississippi
too.
State.
No, one of them.
Maybe he will.
Ohio State, Washington, I think is the game of upset alert. Upset alert, I should say. Buy or sell, Allie?
Bye.
Okay, buy. Brett?
Buy. It's college football. It always happens.
Okay.
Sell.
Okay, boom. There we go. Well, there we go. Good stretch around the room. All right, when we come back, we'll talk Thursday night football, the Cardinals and the Seahawks. We'll break it down when we return right here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play.
For the fans, by the fans. This is Fan Run Radio, Knoxville.
Hey, Vols fans, Cody Brown here. I grew up right here in Tennessee and know what it means when someone says, I've got your back. That's why you can trust Farm Bureau Insurance of Tennessee. Whether it's your home, your vehicle, your family's future, or the business you built from the ground up, we will show up for all of your insurance needs. We are Tennesseans who understand what matters, which is doing right by you. Insurance is not all about just paperwork and policies, but it's about the people we insure every day. So if you want insurance that hits home, give me a call at 865-992-3871. Go Vols.
Hi, this is Bo Kregner from the Kregner Group at Realty Executives, and I know there's a lot of choices here in East Tennessee when it comes to choosing a realtor. Here's why the Kregner Group is different. At the Kregner Group, our motto is walking by faith, serving others. It's how I live my life. It's how I run my business. Here at the Kregner Group, we're committed to doing real estate the right way. Faith, honesty, integrity. The Kregner Group. Call me anytime at 865-742-1035 or visit my website at bonoshouses.com.
It's football time at Tennessee, so crack open a cold beer that doesn't fumble the flavor. Garage Beer is 100% beer-flavored beer. No gimmicks, just cold beer. Built for bonfires, backyards, and beating Bama. Garage Beer is proud to be brewed right here in the Volunteer State. So pick up a 12-pack today and look for the drive celebrating Football Fridays at select Garage Beer headquarters around town this fall. American-owned, Tennessee-brewed Garage Beer. 100% beer-flavored beer.
In a world filled with deadlines and screens, sometimes we forget the simple joys of life, days filled with special moments. At Inward Half, we understand the essence of these moments. Feel the difference between our breathable fabrics and flexible apparel as you disconnect from the hustle and bustle and reconnect with what truly matters. Inward Half. Simple luxury for on and off the course.
Vol fans, reimagine your home at Broadway Carpets and Flooring for any remodeling or building needs. With a variety of carpets, rugs, hardwood, vinyl, and stone, Broadway has all the flooring and installation options you're looking for, including pet-resistant products like Pet Perfect Carpet from Shaw Floors. Visit their showroom in downtown Knoxville or the location in West Knoxville located on Kingston Pike near Pellissippi Parkway today.
Ready to launch your career? Axle Logistics is a leading third-party logistics company where excellence is an energy. With an award-winning culture, Axle proves that positive outcomes come from a positive environment and a work hard, play hard mentality. At Axle, the drive for success is infectious. And with an uncapped commission structure, hard work isn't just noticed, it's rewarded. For those with big goals and even bigger dreams, Axle Logistics is the place to start your career.
Back here on the Playbook, presented by VIP Play. We appreciate you hanging out with us on this Thursday from K-Town, whether it be on the free Fan Run Radio app, 105.7 FM or 1340 AM here in Knoxville on the local dial or on the X/YouTube live stream. Have your listener watching. We do appreciate your time. Thursday night football tonight. We'll get to that here in a second. I do want to talk about something that I just saw on Twitter. Brett retweeted it. The NCAA is working on passing legislation to allow advertisements on jerseys. Let me read this correctly. College athletics is expected to approve legislation allowing uniforms to feature sponsorship patches. Patches could be added to jerseys as soon as next fall. You retweeted that, Brett. I saw that from you, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no problem. I'm good at retweeting. I'm good about not typing and pressing send. Yeah. I get nervous.
Well, that's what I just did during the break. I saw a picture of Zion Williamson and Jordan Poole. They said this duo is going to be a problem. And I said a problem for the Pelicans. But I don't know if I'm a fan of this. No. I remember when the NBA first did this, I was like, I don't like it.
It doesn't look bad though.
But it doesn't look that bad. So I tweeted out yuck. That was my first reaction.
Yeah, I see that.
But I don't know. How do you guys feel about it? For a football uniform though, we haven't seen that. For a basketball one, it kind of goes along with it. And there have been some really corny patches, but it's minimal, so it's not that big of a deal. But football, I think, is taken a little bit too far. What do you guys make of it?
I don't like the premise of it, like just the idea that money is kind of taking over a little bit too much. It's yeah, and we'll do for the bowl games. They'll have like a Cheez-It logo and things like that.
They'll have a patch for the bowl game.
So I guess I would imagine it would look similar to that.
I imagine like they're going to have to make it in terms of width and height. It's going to have to be a certain length or size for those bowl games. They can be as kind of big or small as they want. But I mean, I think for the bowl games, they're cool though, because it's the Cheez-It Bowl, but it's still like a bowl game. There's something around it. It's not, Robin Hood. I don't even know what Robin Hood is, but half the teams in the league in the NBA have one. I don't know what the hell Robin Hood is, but it's just stuff like that. Like for Tennessee, if there were a jersey patch, I feel like it'd be Pilot.
Yeah.
Which wouldn't look bad.
Which wouldn't look bad, but like still, you're gonna
have Adidas not count.
Well, that's the uniform.
Yeah, that's different.
Yeah, I mean, I was just wondering, but
I would say, like, is there a color scheme that you have to go by? Like, would it have to be like white or orange?
I'm sure that would be up to each team, because even in the NBA, you've got some that are kind of out there. I remember when the Bucks first had a patch. It was a Harley Davidson one. It was like just very obnoxious.
Yeah,
and Harley Davidson's an obnoxious logo anyway. But it was like big on the chest. Some teams though will have it in their team's colors, so it kind of is transparent with it.
I know the Mets did something like that I think baseball's done a good job with it. I like how most of them look with the jerseys. Like the Mets had I think New York Presbyterians their sponsor, and when they got the patch originally on their sleeve, I think there was like some red in it and the fans didn't like it, and so they changed it to be Mets colors, which I like. I mean, I don't honestly, you see it so much now that I don't even notice it. Mm-hmm. I'm not surprised that it's coming to college, but it will be interesting on a football uniform though. Like I don't think you could it's going to have to go where a bowl game logo patch would go, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know if you could put on the sleeve.
I imagine they would be small. Like the way I envision it is like a transparent and white Pilot logo.
Exactly.
That's kind of on the other side, which I don't think is bad, but it's just still, I can't imagine a football jersey. I will say, like you mentioned the MLB, there's some in the MLB that look horrible in my opinion.
Yeah.
Like the Marlins have like ADT. I mean, it looks like they're, about to show up and do maintenance on your house.
You know what? There's some I actually like kind of like the Padres and the Cubs, I believe, use Motorola, and I like how that looks on the jersey for some reason.
What is it? Not the Texans. The Astros have like OxyClean.
Astros. That's one I kind of like.
Oh gosh,
it kind of adds like some flair. Like I don't know. Like the Pirates have it's Sheetz. It's a local gas station, and it's red, and it adds like there's red in the Pirates logo a little bit, so it adds like a little red to it.
Yeah,
I don't know. It depends on the logo.
I don't know. The basketball uniforms I'd be fine with. I don't want to see that on a. I don't want to see that.
I don't think anybody wants to see it. It's just, I think it's just the days we live in, unfortunately.
Yeah. Brad, I'm surprised you're not more fired up about this. This feels
like it's going to happen. I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a done deal. I mean, they just said it passed.
Well, they're working on passing it.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a done deal. Okay. Maybe it'll cut down on ticket prices.
I'm trying to think.
No, I don't think that's going to happen.
I'm trying to think of some of the college teams with like wacky sponsors that would put it on. Like,
what if we just had Buc-ee's?
Yeah, I'm trying to think of some of the
probably more like
weird
I would hate that.
Stadium sponsors out there that would put it on a jersey. I don't know. There could be some good stuff.
Yeah. I don't know. I feel like some of those smaller schools would go all out just to put something crazy on there. I don't know. I'll have to let it marinate.
Well, they just put them everywhere, like a NASCAR.
Oh yeah, that
all
would be
our
good.
sponsors.
Yeah, hey, buy this NIL jersey with 50,000 logos of things you don't even know about.
Yeah, Made the Tackle was sponsored by.
Yeah. There we go. Yeah.
And then you got to put the person's personal NIL.
Well, that who did that last
Somebody
year?
wanted to do the QR
I think it was Oklahoma
codes,
State.
right?
I think Oklahoma State
Yeah, they
did
tried to do the QR.
Did a QR code on the
Did
back
they ever
of the
pass
helmet.
that, though?
It got canceled.
I just can't imagine.
Yeah.
Yeah, people trying to while the guy's running down the
Yeah, hold on. Hey, hold on now. Yeah, hold on. Yeah, hold on.
Hey, turn your helmet around.
Yeah, that was Mike Gundy's last ditch effort to get NIL.
Save Mike Gundy.
Yeah.
Get this QR code.
Yeah. All right, I guess real quick, we'll talk about the NFL, who does not have any logos on their uniforms. The NFL brought out its top shelf for week 3. It felt like almost every Sunday offering came down to a late game field goal. Some of those kicks sailed through the uprights as time expired. Others were stuffed into the turf. But week 4 begins with another worthwhile matchup as a pair of 2-1 divisional rivals duel in the desert for Thursday Night Football. Kyler Murray and his Arizona Cardinals were one of the teams on the wrong end of a game-winning field goal last week, while Sam Darnold's Seattle Seahawks cruised at home Sunday against the pathetic New Orleans Saints. Both teams vie for respect in the stacked NFC West, and one of them will be 3-1 by the end of the night. A strong start to the season. What I am watching for, looking for the Cardinals to bounce back. I'm not a huge Kyler Murray guy, but I do think he's a serviceable enough quarterback to get them wins in the regular season. And I think they've done a good job by giving him weapons and giving at least a push to get guys in the door. Obviously, James Conner is going to be out for the season. Trey Benson, former Oregon running back, is going to get the start tonight. But let's talk about Marvin Harrison Jr. real quick. This guy's struggling. And, he was a generational wide receiver by a lot of people's eyes. And last year was not that good, was inconsistent. And this year, I don't know, there were a couple of pictures on Twitter surfacing this weekend of, one of the drops he had. It was awful. He had no one around him. But you can see his eyes in the picture, like up with the scoreboard. And he's got like the ball in his hands. It's just like, I don't know what it is for him, but he's a hell of a talent, hell of a player at Ohio State. And Kyler Murray's delivered him a lot of really easy footballs. They've got to figure that connection out quick because this is a competitive division. A lot of good teams, a lot of good starts for everyone in this division, really. And you need wins like tonight against the Seahawks, a gritty defensive team. And I think you're going to have to lean on guys like Marvin Harrison to start stepping up, or this is going to be another wash of a season for Kyler Murray. And you start questioning, is this going anywhere? Are we just going to be the team that wins 8-9 games in the regular season and doesn't make the postseason? Big opportunity for the Cardinals tonight. I think the Seahawks are still a little bit of a rebuilding team. I don't think Sam Darnold is a realistic option long term, but for the Cardinals, trying to figure out is this team going to work going forward? I think tonight a win like this would really help and trying to win this individual season. Any thoughts on tonight's Thursday Night Football game, Brett?
I'm surprised Seattle's favored, to be honest. I just noticed that. But yeah, it's almost a must win. That was pretty demoralizing for the Cardinals not to come out with that win on the road in San Fran with no Purdy and no Ayuk, no Kittle.
Yeah.
You were right there. It would have been a huge win, especially going into a short week.
Yeah.
Knowing what you had. But I like Arizona tonight. I love Trey McBride. What he does for that team. But yeah, you're right. It's all about Marvin Harrison if he can get something going, because you have to wonder, Kyler Murray's yet to stay healthy for a full season too, the way he runs around. So yeah, I mean, I think I like Arizona tonight though to get it done. Should be a good one though.
Yeah, as you mentioned, Cardinals came up just short last week, falling to former Jacksonville Jaguars quarterback Mac Jones and the 49ers.
That one in there.
Casual.
Former Pats quarterback.
Yeah. Let's just
soon to be former 49ers quarterback.
Did you see him on the sideline after that game? He looked a little emotional when he after they made the field goal.
I'm happy for him.
That's what I mean. I'm happy for him too.
He's had a tough stretch of football.
Good kid.
Last year, I said he was very interactive for the fans because you could sit out in the parking lot and still catch a football from him. But he's been better with Kyle Shanahan. Okay, stop. What do you make of Thursday Night Football tonight?
I like Seattle tonight. I mean, I've really been happy with what Sam Darnold's been doing, and I mean, they came into Pittsburgh a few weeks ago and really controlled that game offensively. I mean, against a pretty solid Steelers defense. So no, I love what Sam Darnold's been doing. He's played well on the road. No DK, no problem. Cooper Kupp, that's a great guy to bring in. You got Kenneth Walker back there. It's a solid little offense they got cooking. And like you said, I feel horribly for James Conner after what happened this past week. Just really couldn't ask for a better guy for that to happen to.
Yeah.
So no, it sucks for Arizona. But yeah, I feel like the Cardinals have been in such like a gray area for me.
They've been in the desert, literally.
I mean, yeah, it feels like they're in the Wild West, and it's just such an interesting situation. I feel like they'll have flashes, and Kyler will have flashes of being the quarterback that we all expected him to be, and then stuff or he'll start to struggle. So yeah, it's interesting. But I like Seattle tonight, and I think they'll get it done here on TNF.
Kyler to me is a guy that can win you 9 games, but I don't think there's much of a ceiling above that. And I think the floor you've seen when they have these 4 or 5 win years, but usually he's been banged up. I don't think a quarterback can be that small and take you far in the postseason. He's very athletic, very fast. I mean, obviously he's very unique in that aspect, but I like my quarterbacks to have some size and be able to ride
good small ones. Why are you hating?
Like who?
Drew Brees, Russell Wilson.
Okay.
Just named 2 Hall of Famers.
Yeah.
2 Hall of Famers.
Small guys.
Drew Brees is good.
They revolutionized the position to give Kyler this opportunity.
Yeah, but you have to name 2 guys, and you run out. Like Bryce Young, not a guy that's going to be starting much longer.
NFL.
Little Bryce Young, little arm Tua, not those guys. I don't want any part of them.
I mean,
Kyler should have played baseball.
Maybe.
Kyler's a 9-win guy until I'm proven otherwise. But, I mean, you mentioned Drew Brees and Russell Wilson. Those are very unique outliers.
Well, you said small guys can't play the position.
Well, there have been 2 guys that have had a lot of success out of
I mean, you can't hardly name small guys that have played in the league. I agree.
I just named 2 of them in their ass.
Well, who?
Little Bryce Young and little arm Tua. And little Bryce Young's been terrible.
Top 5 picks in
He's been terrible.
And you have to look at his performance.
You can, and that's if you can even look at him and see him. He's so small.
Oh my goodness. Hater.
I'm not
the Jaguars.
I'm not a hater. I'm a realist. He is not a good quarterback.
Oh, okay.
He was good. Bryce Young's a good quarterback.
He got better last year.
And look what he's done this year.
Yeah, oh my
I don't know. I kind of side with Brett. I think he needs a few more years. He got to build a team.
Oh gosh, 2 more years of this.
He's shown flashes.
Second year.
Yeah, it's his second year.
Let's get
this is not his second year.
Third.
This is 3rd year.
Okay.
I still don't think they've done anything around him.
Yeah, they haven't.
He had Adam Thielen last year.
Their whole draft this year is predicated on putting guys around him. I don't think the receiving core is good enough.
It's not bad.
But it's not like they haven't Tetero McMillan, they drafted him. They've tried to bring in some guys.
He already is good.
He's
a
good
player.
Yeah.
He is good, but
30-0 last week.
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Here comes Carolina.
Oh my God. Let's pump the brakes there. Let's pump.
I'm just playing.
Maybe I'm a little harsh on him because the Jaguars defense is so strong. And they made Bryce Young look terrible. Well, Brett, you can't argue that. They're the number 1 team in the NFL
They
right
have
now.
to be good because your quarterback's playing like garbage right now.
Oh, here we go. Another misinformed
You're the
person.
reason why he was the reason they lost to the Bengals.
Brett, can you tell me right now what?
He almost lost last week.
Whoa. Can you tell me what percentage of Trevor Lawrence's throws have been incompletions this year?
I have no idea.
Drop passes.
All I know is completing about 52% of his passes.
32% of Trevor Lawrence's incompletions have been drop passes by a receiver. That's the leader in the NFL.
4 touchdowns, 4 picks in 3 games.
Okay.
52% completions. Generational talents everywhere.
What did I just say?
Brian Thomas Jr.
Last week,
Travis
he had 10 drops. He would have completed 75% of his passes.
They had 10 drops last week.
10 drops. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. Wow.
Back after the break. Stay right here. It's the Playbook presented by VIP Play.
Check out our new and improved website at fanrunradio.com.
Hey, folks, if you're in need of a lawyer, you need to call my friend Jerry Givens. I've known Jerry since high school and can personally vouch for him. He's East Tennessee through and through, and if you're going through a divorce, bankruptcy, or a DUI case, you'll need someone you can trust on your side to help you navigate the local legal system. You can trust Jerry Givens. Call the law offices of Jerry Givens today at 865-801-9250 to schedule your free consultation. That's 801-9250.
Barley's has live music on weekends, general team trivia on Wednesday nights at 8 p.m., and now live sports trivia courtesy of the Knoxville Trivia Guys every Thursday night upstairs. The game starts at 7 p.m. and is free to play for everyone, so head on down to the Old City and show off your sports knowledge and win gift cards to Barley's. Use those gift cards to buy some delicious food and drinks, and you can take it all in with their wide selection of TVs and indoor projectors. Barley's Tap Room and Pizzeria.
When it's past high noon, it's time for a vodka soda made with a vodka you've actually heard of. I'm talking White Claw vodka soda made with White Claw premium vodka. JB Smooth Only Drinks vodka soda made with the world's smoothest vodka.
And you can too. Pick you up a bottle of the Triple Wave filtered vodka that's been distilled 5 times. White Claw premium vodka comes in 4 flavors: black cherry, mango, pineapple, and just vodka. You haven't had vodka like this. No one has. White Claw premium vodka. Please drink responsibly.
North Knox Siding and Windows is a complete exterior home improvement company that can help you with all your home exterior needs. If your home needs new siding, windows, doors, gutters, handrails, a deck, or a new roof, then give my friends at North Knox Siding and Windows a call at 865-689-0505. You can also visit their showroom at 5618 North Broadway. Locally owned and operated and proudly serving all of Knoxville and the surrounding areas, North Knox Siding and Windows. Online at northknoxsidingandwindows.com.
All right, wrapping things up on the Playbook presented by VIP Play. Fun show today. We've had some good laughs, some good comments. What song was that?
That was
Annie.
awesome.
Is that Annie?
No,
I did not.
Jay's Hard Knock Life.
Oh,
That was kind of.
I've seen Annie before. I saw the new Annie though. I don't think I've ever seen the original.
There is
The
two
new
versions.
Annie?
Yeah, there's
like the
two-
newer one. It was like
Yeah.
when I was in 6th grade. It was my first
Oh,
date I
oh.
ever went on.
Oh my!
Yeah.
6th
Whoa.
grade.
Yeah.
Whoa.
I almost spit my
Was
drink
that
out.
your choice?
What?
You took her to see Annie,
How
huh?
old were you in 6th grade?
We were in like 6th grade. It was like a big group. It was like one of
Oh,
one of those
okay.
big like quadruple date things. You know.
Okay. All right.
And
when,
you guys all agreed on Annie.
Yeah, and it was sold out too, so we didn't even have a seat. We had to sit on the stairs.
Oh my goodness.
Stop.
Yeah.
This is some good lore.
Went to Ben and Jerry's after. It was a Memphis staple.
You know,
went
Ben
to-
and Jerry are splitting up now.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Who's
Yes.
taking the ice cream?
Well, I think they're maintaining the name, but one of them is stepping down. I believe it's Jerry.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah.
I think you're right. I saw that on Twitter.
That's some lore.
Because he said that they're the company that like owns them, or something of that capacity, isn't allowing them to really be the way they want to be. So one of them standing
the
up
creative
to it.
liberties in the ice cream
Yeah.
Yeah.
industry.
Interesting. Well, it is. Yeah. So there was a Malco across the street. Well, actually, it was really it was a triple threat. There was Meat Pueblo, the Mexican restaurant, right next to it. So you'd go there before, then you go to Malco. I don't know if y'all ever heard of Malco.
I don't know
Never
what that
heard of
is.
either of
Malco.
those.
Yeah, it's I guess a Memphis thing. But you go to Malco, watch the theater there, or watch the movie there, and then you go to Ben and Jerry's after. It was like the triple threat. It was
That's
a good
just
time.
the move in middle school.
Yeah.
Wow.
Everyone's got their Nike Elite socks on.
Oh,
and-
yes. LED shoes. You
What a
remember LED
time.
shoes?
I wasn't wearing LED
I
shoes
wasn't wearing
that
them.
old.
I wasn't wearing them.
Yeah,
but
I never had them.
they were
either.
out there.
I never had them either. But it was, khaki pants, a Vineyard Vines shirt, and then Nike Elite socks. I used to literally
Wow.
from 4th grade, 5th grade, 6th grade, all I would ask for Christmas and my birthday were Nike Elite socks.
Some great colors.
But if you didn't have Nike Elite socks, you were like weird.
Yeah, you were.
Everyone's like, dude, what is
Very
that
good
guy
point.
wearing?
Like the short ones. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. It was bad.
I
And then-
used to wear like sunglasses on my head inside. Like,
at
Yeah.
school,
I'm trying to
they
remember.
let you have props on at school.
props. I feel like maybe not to school, but like to lunch or something. Like I thought that was
Wear
really
sunglasses to lunch was.
I thought that was
very bright in the
so
cafeteria.
cool. No, like not on my head, like not in front of my eyes,
Oh.
but like sitting on my head.
Okay, kind of like a Britney Spears look type of deal.
Sure.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Britney Spears always has sunglasses up.
I don't know.
Kind of like guys wear their sunglasses around their neck, right? Like
Yeah.
I guess girls just did.
Oh,
on
I
the
hate
top.
that look when they
top.
have them dangling.
Yeah.
I don't like that. Such a frat guy look.
Oh gosh. Well, I do have one, but
Yeah.
I don't. I mean, I'm older now. I don't. I can do whatever I want.
Amen.
I can let him. I can wear the sun. I can wear the sunglasses and have them hang.
If you walk in here with some crazy fashion choice, I will call you out.
I don't. When have I ever walked in here with a crazy fashion choice? I'm wearing inward half today. By the way, go buy some inward half.
The other day, he was talking about switching up his style.
Oh, that was a joke. That was
wearing
a joke.
Cowboy boots and jeans.
Oh, Lord.
That was a joke. That was a joke. I will say real quick, we got the drive coming up next. I will say the reason where that stemmed from, Allie, is because every time I go to Nashville, every guy there is wearing a black shirt with no logo, a small gold chain, jeans, and cowboy boots.
That's what I'm wearing to Parker McCollum tonight.
Yeah. And they all, and like,
yeah, that's like a concert thing.
And they're all like they're always talking to the cool girls there. So like, maybe I need to go wear that.
Okay.
What a way to end it.
Wardrobe change.
And that's going to wrap it up for a Thursday edition of the Playbook presented by VIP Play. For Brett Hollander, Allie Campbell, and Alex Sarkis, I'm William Pattison. We'll be back same time tomorrow, 1 to 3 right here on Fan Run Radio. Coming up next, it's The Drive.